funk. Thoughts deep, boys steeped in the depths that he sunk. Big stress, depressed in the middle of fall. Sky gray, I late in the thick of it all. I wonder, how long can a human survive just staying alive or carrying the rest of the tribe? Waiting for the day to arrive or struggling dies, and I be doing way, way more than getting by. So why? Got myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, got myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Realize life is so much more than just living a day. Every day I can sit and reflect and breathe and connect to myself and all that I've been given. See, giving up is not an option. So when I'm looking at gray skies, I'll be adopting a new way to deal with a test. Lord, relieve me of stress. The rain be looking like when blessings dropping. And so I got myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, here we go. Yeah. Let's do this. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Test. Let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord.
Warning, the following image and/or content may be disturbing, offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Yo. Yo, what's up with it, man? What is up with it? Yo, man. Hey. Hey, what's up, y'all? True, happy Sunday. What's up with it? What is up with it, y'all? What is up with it? My name is Urban. Appreciate y'all tuning in to this Sunday night stream. Man, we got a banger of an episode today, man. For real, I ain't lying. We got a banger of an episode today, man. Look, Tap In Podcast, they know good and damn well that I was going to go ahead and review this and react to their last show. They knew I was going to do it. They knew I was coming. Hey, I couldn't wait, man. Normally I try to wait till like Monday, Tuesday, whatever, and do a show. I like, nah, I got to react to this as soon as possible, man. And man, those of y'all who didn't catch the recent episode of Tap In Podcast, I do got to post on my community wall. So by all means, go check out that episode. I believe overall it was a phenomenal episode. Shout out to SBK and E for providing that phenomenal episode. Shout out to them. But we got to talk about it. We got to react to it because there are some things that was said and stuff right that got me to saying like, what? Got some stuff that got me saying, man. There's some stuff that been said that got me like, that's bullshit. So we got to react to it tonight, man. We got to react to it tonight. Shout out everybody in the building right now. SBK, what's up with it, bro? I see you in the building. What's up with it, man? Constance, what's up? What's up with it? Urban, you been missing in action. Yeah, I've been mixing in action for real. But it's been for a good reason, though. It's been for a good reason. The main reason is that I've been really focusing on my DJing and stuff. So I've been landing a lot of different DJing gigs and stuff. Shout out to all the people that I had networked with and connected with that gave me the opportunity. Appreciate them a whole lot. Appreciate them. But give me the opportunity to DJ at their restaurant, at their lounges and bars and different things like that. So I've been like very busy doing that. All right. So that's why I really haven't been really focusing too much on YouTube and doing my show because I've been focused on that. And also I've been transitioning to not only be DJing, but I want to make sure that I'm legit when what I do. All right. Meaning that my DJing is not only just me spinning tracks, all right, but it's actually a legitimate business as well. All right. So yes. So it's a legitimate business. I have a full business, DJ Urban T Entertainment. That's the name of the business. Yes. So I've been on working, putting that together, putting a business plan together, and everything being implemented. And now everything is lining up and coming into place with that. So that's why I've been doing concerts. That's why I haven't been fully focused on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But I'm back now. You know what I'm saying? I'm back to give y'all this phenomenal content. All right. I'm back to give y'all this phenomenal content. Yeah. Yes. How was your weekend? My weekend was busy as hell, Constance, because I had DJ Friday, Saturday, and today. I DJ today as well too, but I had got off in time just so I could, come in, spend time with the family, eat, then come over here and spend time with the lounge family. Yes. So my weekend has been very, very busy because I've been doing that. But shout out to each and every last one of y'all who are pulled up right now to the lounge. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate it a whole lot. And I'm glad that you had a wonderful weekend as well too, Constance. We got Joe in the building. What's up with it, Joe? So with it. Appreciate you. Thank you, Joe. We also got Katie in the building as well too. What's up with it, Katie? Katie be at MIA too. We need some more content over there at Katie Talk 101. You tripping. Hey, I got an excuse. For be missing in action. We need Katie Talk 101 to pull up. All right? We need Katie Talk to pull up with some more content. All right? I'm just saying. What's up? That's what's up, Urban. Yeah, I appreciate that. Urban, go ahead. Yep. Joe, she's clapping as well, too. I appreciate that. Yeah, damn, you DJ all weekend? Yes, I DJ all weekend. I had DJ Friday. I had DJed Friday night at a bar. Well, not more like a restaurant type of lounge. All right. Then Saturday night, I had DJ at Bar Louie, so over here in Texas. So I DJ both Saturday and Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. So I've been busy as hell. All right, and it been pretty cool. This stuff been pretty cool. And once again, I appreciate Bar Louie restaurant for allowing me the opportunity to DJ at the restaurant. I also appreciate the DJ that put me on to the one gig as well too, and I appreciate actually one of my camp folks that put me on to his actually lounge / restaurant to come DJ as well too. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. I also have a wedding that's coming up in November that I'm gonna be on DJing as well too. So I'm actually working on that as well too. So I'm doing a lot of things right now, and I'm working on that. I'm constantly in contact with my clients to make sure that everything goes phenomenal with they wedding that's coming up in November. So I got a lot of things that I'm dealing with right now, you know. But it's great. It's great that I'm staying consistent and staying busy, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to neglect y'all, okay, over at the lounge, because I appreciate the lounge family as well too, right? Katie says she being with her man. You got a man? You got a man, Katie? God damn. Y'all see how these women be acting. Once when they get a man, they just totally forget you. They just totally just curve you and things.
What?
Just totally curve you all the way. Get you a little boo thing and you just forget about everybody, huh? That's what's up. But now, shout out to you and your man. Hopefully everything is going phenomenal with that as well too. All right. So without further ado, we're just gonna get into this content tonight, y'all. I don't want to hold y'all very long, man, but I do want to cover this content. Now, those of y'all who are sub up to the Tap In podcast, right? Y'all know that I be networking with the Tap In podcast. It's hosted with SBK and ETV. Shout out to them. So they have put together a very, very interesting show Friday, and I'm going to do a reaction to it. And actually, SBK, he want me, man, to be honest with you, everybody wanted me to react to the show because check this out, y'all. When I had aired this show on Friday, right, man, I had got so many IG messages, and I got so many text messages for people like Urban, man, bro, you got to react to this, bro. Urban, where you at? What you doing? You got to react to this, man. I was like,
what?
I'm like, you got to react to this, bro, for real, man, because it was one of them episodes that you should have pulled up on the panel for real. But I'm sorry, I was busy, man. I was busy making money. You know what I mean? Doing my DJ thing. So, but I'm here tonight, and we're gonna react to it. All right, we're gonna react to the show. Now, the title of the show that they did, it was called "Too Grown for Games." Is dating after 40 a joke or a journey? Once again, Too Grown for Games, is dating after 40 a joke or a journey? And I'm kind of curious to want to know y'all perspective on this as well too, Lounge family. Do you believe that that dating is a joke after 30? Or is it just a journey that people want going through? All right. What do y'all think about that? Of course, I'm going to give y'all my perspective on this because I got my perspective on this as well, too, that I want to share with y'all. But without further ado, we figure go ahead and get into this content right now. Let me go ahead and share this out with y'all. Well, not share it out, but take a gander here. Take a gander here. First of all, shout out to E representing Texas on them boys. With a cowboy hat. And the reason why I'm picking on E is because she's a Cali girl. She's a Bay girl, a Cali girl. You know, them West Coast people don't know nothing about the South, but she's representing. She is represented. So shout out to E representing the South with a cowboy hat on. SBK, you know, he's a country boy, so he's representing the South as well too in Texas. Yeah. Shout out to them. So we get ready to get into this, y'all. We get ready to get into this. Katie talking about yes, sir, with a blushing and sweat itself. It's okay, Katie. I understand. I understand when you got your little boo thing, man. You gotta do what you got to do to spend time. It is what it is. Hey, tell your boo thing to pull up at the lounge, man, so we have a conversation. But then again, I don't know about that, Katie. I don't know. The last time I had somebody pull up to the lounge and they had they man or whatever, right? They end up got instantly turned red pill by dealing with me. they instantly had the awakening moment. So I don't know if you want him to pull up to the lounge, if you want to hear this thought-provoking content, because SBK say facts. But yeah, let's get into this content, man. Cause like say, I had watched at least about an hour of this. Okay, so I know what's gonna happen for the first hour of this content, but afterwards I have no idea what happened because I saved myself the moment so I can actually review with y'all real time. So after the hour, I'm not gonna have no idea what y'all talk about at our period. So I'm gonna get the live reaction of this real time. All right. So without further ado, Katie talking about he won't be pulling up. Oh, come on, stop being a player headed, Katie.
That's bullshit.
Stop hating. Let the brother pull up so he can have a warm awakening moment. All right. But without further ado, let's go and get into this content right now. Just like I say, I'm dying to hear the Lounge family perspective on this particular show. All right. So let's get into it. Let's see what we're working with. While I'm laughing, while I'm teasing SBK, do y'all know that whenever I be doing my DJing right, I forget either my name or I literally forget what city I in, and I be up here shouting out the wrong damn city. I be sitting there shouting out the wrong damn city like I ain't nothing. I'm like, what's up, Dallas? Nigga, you in Arlington. I'm like, my bad. I be forgetting, so I be forgetting where I'm at. So I feel SBK on that one, man. I feel him on that one.
It's just ETV.
Oh, wait.
And it is her, it is she,
it is I, it is me.
Oh, yeah.
It is she. It's just E.
There you go.
It's just ETV.
There you go. And so you hit the like button. Hope you guys have hit the like button. If you have not hit the like button, what you waiting on? Hit the like button.
Hit that like
share,
button.
Subscribe. And
don't be a
shout
hater.
out to all you haters out there that's watching.
And I'm not telling y'all to hit the like button at the lounge, all right? I'm telling y'all to go over to Tap In Podcast and hit the like button, all right? You know what I'm saying? That's how I roll, okay? Whenever I'm reacting to other people on streams, it's not about Urban. It's not about y'all hitting the like button over here at the lounge. It's about y'all going to support the content creators, all right? And that is facts. So don't be a hater. Hit the like button, or as they say, you ghost watchers, make sure you hit the like button as well too. Make sure y'all do that, man. Support the content night.
In the bushes, y'all subscribe to. Y'all
Who hit the thumbs up on my stream? I said hit the like button on Tap In Podcast, not my podcast. Y'all whore-headed. Boy, y'all whore-headed. Lord Jesus.
hit the like button too. You know what I mean? Because without y'all haters, it wouldn't be the folks like us to go ahead and entertain and inform. And
SBK, what was your drink of choice, bro, for tonight's stream? What was your drink of choice? Was you drinking bourbon again, or were you drinking whiskey? What was it?
hit the like button. So
by the way, before we go further, SBK, your opening statement on this particular topic was a chef kiss. It was phenomenal, bro, for real. You did a great opening statement on this, for real. You really did. Your opening statement really set the tone for this whole entire conversation. Then another thing too is that normally your opening statement set a tone, but it has stated, but you had really created a strong position where it was like really at first really difficult for people to try to rebuttal out for it. All right. And it's the reason why I'm saying this, all right? The reason why is because for us, what I seen the hour, this is why I seen right. People just start making up all type of crazy ass ad hominems just to sound right, all right? For us, what I saw. But let's continue.
The dating thing, whenever you get up to the 40s and 50s and so on, even upper 30s, dating is sometimes it can be a joke, but there's some people that say it's a journey. You know what I mean? So sis, I got some videos queued up. I got some videos queued up. If you this
Man, say the video that you had queued up, SBK, man, I was hoping and praying that you went on and finished showing Derwin's video, man, because Derwin was lit on the cook.
But let him do his little monologue here, and we'll look at his reasons, some of his reasons, okay?
Hey, Derwin, I always be doing these type of videos where he be naming numbers. He be saying, I got 20 reasons why you should do this. I got 10 reasons why you should do this.
So his title here is 18 reasons why older men are staying single today. I thought this was an interesting video. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me, right? So let's go ahead and play that.
Who were once overlooked are watching rebellion unfold and choosing peace over chaos. These ain't excuses. These are all unfiltered reasons men are walking away from modern women, and many of them don't plan on looking back. You better watch this all the way through or keep wondering why that good man ain't calling you back. Let's destroy a man's life. Older men have seen it too many times. Good men getting gutted in court. He loses his house, he loses his pension, his legacy, and she walks away with half his world for bringing nothing but attitude to the table. Why would any man jump into a legal system designed to reward rebellion and punish masculinity? Reason number 2, there ain't no wives left, just women with Wi-Fi and wigs. Let's be real. Men aren't seeing helpmeets anymore. They're seeing overweight, masculine, overly opinionated, sexually entitled women with teenage kids and zero submission over problems every time. Men are realizing something dangerous to the modern women. Their peace is more valuable than your presence. Why invite drama into a house that's already quiet, clean, and under control? A real man doesn't chase chaos just because he's lonely. Reason number 4, most of y'all ain't wives. You're just performing until you get to the altar. Men are waking up to the bait and switch. You cook during the dating phase, smile during engagement, and once the ring landed, you turn into his opposition, not his 5. Masculinity is now considered a threat. We live in a culture where structure, headship, and strength are labeled toxic. So older men ask, why step into a system that demonizes everything you stand for and then expects you to pay for dinner too?
All right. So we got that.
Now, once again, I'm gonna give y'all my perspective on this, all right? Because the reasoning why older men is not undated is I understand the premises of it, or what Derwin's talking about, and I also understand the premises of what SBK is getting ready to say too. But it's a little bit deeper than that, okay? And I'm gonna let y'all know in a little bit.
Y'all comment. Did y'all hear? I didn't want to play all 18, all right? But I wanted y'all to hear those things. What do y'all think about that? See, so Lionel, I would play more. You know what I'm saying? I can play more if you like, you know what I mean? But
yeah, you should have played the whole thing, bro.
Let's see here. Lionel says
should play the whole thing. He wasn't doing nothing.
These men over
he ain't doing nothing. Play the whole thing.
That was me. My bad.
Okay, let's go. These men are over 40, are pretty basic and straight with it. They want, you know what, cooter, unless they mean the DL, unless you mean the DL. They pretend they want cooter, and these ladies are over 40. Now act like kids. So you see, that thing is McDonald's Playhouse. Okay, so what do y'all think about what this dude was saying? What do y'all think about it? Jesus says in ATL, half or
Here we go. Starting off early with all these ad hominems early. In ATL, half are undercover, half of the other half are married and trying to lead double lives, and the rest are running around with some type of STD.
That's bullshit.
Hey, SBK. Now you see the reason why I said what I said. I told you that your stance, your starting off foundation was strong. You see why I said that? Because instantly it resorts to people doing ad hominems because they really don't have nothing to rebuttal off of other than using ad hominems. So
undercover, half of the other half are married and trying to lead double lives, and the rest are running around with some kind of STD. Wow. I've heard, and we've talked about on our prospective shows, whether it's Tap In or on my show, about men being emasculated and all that. He mentions that, you know what I'm saying? That comes up again, you know what I mean? So we've always we've talked about that. I've actually asked on my show, and on this one, is that true? You know what I mean? Men being emasculated. Ms. Wanda says, my daughter said dating is a joke for sure. I want to know why y'all think dating is a joke. You know what I mean? I want y'all to put it in the chat. I want y'all's opinion. Why do y'all think dating is a joke?
Also, in the chat right now, Lounge family, if you are currently single, all right, let me know. Also, is dating a joke to you? All right. Is dating a joke? Is it crazy, or are you having success in dating? All right, let me know in the chat, or let me know if your success rate or whatever. Put it in the chat.
Real says pretty much, but Wanda, as I surmise, most don't want to align up with what comes with a relationship. All right. What's that, Dan?
He meant damn.
He said damn. Oh, he said okay. Queen says, I think he's speaking the facts. Okay, now he says, damn, gotcha. And Wanda says 100%. Yep. So there's the thing. I could play more if you guys want. He's got 18. You saw I scrolled past it, but I got another video here. We got women talking here. Y'all be sure to just comment. I'm listening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm listening. But these videos really jumped out at me, and I wanted you guys to look at them. All right. And so we got another video I have here, and here we go.
Now, once again, I'm going to give y'all my perspective on this side. I'm gonna want to dive deeper into the reasoning why it is what it is. All right. Now, Constance, she said earlier, dating is no joke. You know what I'm saying? She having problems, difficulty with dating. They also Katie had followed up as well and said that she said, I think dating can be a joke if you're dealing with clown type of people. When you say clown type of people, are you talking about men? Or are you talking about men and women? Because, these days, dating includes both men and women, depending on your preference. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But I'm going to dive deeper into this. All right. But let's listen to this clip with Anton Daniels. I believe he's reacted to Paul Pierce. All right. And this goddamn Negro got this leg crossed like he Cam Newton. This Negro got his legs crossed like he Barack Obama, bro. God dang, man, this is the reason why dating is a joke so far, because of these Negroes here.
This is Paul Pierce. He spoke. This video went viral. I'm gonna play all of it. But Anton Daniels was speaking on this, but we're gonna play the first part of this. I want you guys to listen to it, all right? And the title of it, Women Over 30 Are Cooked. Paul Pierce calls out pretty female co-host. Here we go.
Who cooked after 30. I'm gonna say it like that. Cooked.
What?
Okay, so you're personally attacking me, so I would like to know.
How am I attacking you?
Because I'm after 30, so I'm cooked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hold on, Anton. I know you feel laugh, bro, but y'all notice when Paul Pierce presented the topic, right? He said dating over 30, you're cooked, right? Instead of her listening for understanding, she listened to defend the argument, or she doesn't listen to respond. Unfortunately, this is the typical behavior of modern women. All right, let's call it for what it is. A matter of fact, F that. This is the typical behavior of women, period, that I'm noticing. I'm just going to say it. This is the typical behavior of women, period. Why do y'all do that, by the way, ladies? Why do y'all always listen to respond instead of listening to understand? Or why do y'all always listen to defend as well, too, instead of listening to understand? Listen to understand would go way better than trying to listen just to respond or try to prove a point or anything like that. I'm just saying. But let's continue.
I wasn't expecting for him to tell her right to her face that she was cooked because she was over 30 years old. Oh my God.
Yeah. Listen.
I'm crying.
Yes, dog. Listen, dog. Guys is over here like, yo, prime is 25 to 30. Let's keep it 100.
But let me say this. I hear exactly what you're saying, right? I've heard it before.
Man, it's annoying the hell out of me that this damn Negro got his leg crossed.
People have said it.
Well, before we hear what she got to say, let me ask y'all a question. What do y'all think a woman's prime is? Now, I think that this is going to be a subjective question. And the reason that I think it's going to be subjective is because of preference, right? Paul Pierce is saying that a woman's prime is 25 to 30. I know that it's a lot of guys that take their talking points off of other people on the internet. But I want you to take a second and think for yourself and ask this question. What is a woman's prime? Is it 25 to 30? And well, just give me one answer. Just give me one number. Is it 25 to 30? Is it 21, 22, 23? I know guys like myself that prefer women that are the exact same age as them.
All right, so let me go ahead and answer this question. Y'all can answer this question as well too on chat. All right. So Anton is asking, when is a woman's prime? Okay. Typically, a woman prime starts when she turns about 21 years old. All right. That's when the beginning stage of her prime begins. Her prime begins at 21 and it lasts all the way up until when she reaches 30. After 30, she's past her prime, or what people like the red pill or the manosphere would call, she's hitting the wall, okay? Hitting the wall is simply meaning that you're 30 and you're not married yet and you're still dating, okay? That's basically what hitting the wall means. So typically a woman prime, it starts from 21 and it ends at 30, to me, all right? But y'all let me know, when do y'all think a woman's prime begins and ends?
Okay, so we got another perspective about 30-year-old women. Now that came from Paul Pierce, saying that at your 30s you're cooked, ladies. Is that true? Hey DR, the Bay Area babies in the house. Hey DR, did I miss anybody else coming?
Hey.
So Paul Pierce says, you guys, when you get to your 30s, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? It's a wrap. All right? It's a wrap. Do you guys believe that? Lionel says that he prefers a lady close to his age, but they're prime, 24. So, with him saying that, ladies and gentlemen, that means that when you're in your 30s, from what he's saying, ladies, then there's no need to be dating. All right? All right. So that's what he says. I didn't say it. He said that. All right. So let's go to, we'll stop right there. I got some more videos. Like that. So
what is the age? What is the age, ladies? What do you think the prime is?
Says if
I
they
said what
are
I said between 20 to 30 if they're going to have children.
Right. So she says,
Yeah, and that's true because after 30, women become high risk for geriatric pregnancy, okay, meaning that their pregnancy is going to be way more difficult. So that's why men prefer for women to have babies between the ages of 21 to 30, all right? So they won't have a hard pregnancy. Then another thing too is this: you also have to consider this. You also have to consider that within this time frame that with these women, right? Typically they be on birth control, all right, depending on what type of birth control that they on. But they on birth control, so that birth control throws off not only they cycles, but it also throws off the whole ovulation process and different things as well too, you know what I'm saying? And so for that woman to get off of birth control, it's going to take her body a process to finally get all that, you know, chemicals and different things like that from the birth control to leave her body and to clean her body out where she could be able to have children, all right? If she don't do that, then 9 times out of 10, she's going to have a difficult pregnancy where it's going to lead to her having a term early, meaning that miscarriage, you know what I'm saying? Or it may create a pregnancy that is deformative. Like some pregnancies end up with stillborn pregnancies. Some pregnancy end up where the child end up having a genetic mutation based on the birth control that these women be using, you know what I'm saying? So it's better for them within that time frame. It's better for them to start dating, get married within that time frame before 30, and that way it gives them more than enough time to get off that pill and let their body flush all their toxins and stuff out of there, where they can get married, have babies, and different things like that, preferably. All right. 20
to 30. Vaughn says, I'm married. So yeah, Vaughn's is married. You know what I mean? And she's in her, you know, younger 30s. You know what I'm saying? So what do y'all prefer? So here's the thing. Here's what I want to say. I want to put my 2 cents in about dating when you're in your 40s and so forth and so on. Here's the thing. When you get to a certain age or whatever, the dating thing, first of all, let's back up. When you're younger and you're dating, right? You're eager to meet people. You're eager to meet the person of the opposite sex, right? You're eager to get to know different women. And I'm speaking from a man's perspective, of course. You know what I'm saying? You're out there, you're young, you look at, you know, very, you know, different, beautiful women out there, right? Beautiful women, ladies who have different personalities, but they're all together funny, beautiful, wonderful personalities. In a lot of cases, they have bright futures. You know what I'm saying? They want to be married, so forth, so on, right? That's when you're dating. Sis, you stuck? Are you stuck? Okay, I thought your camera was stuck. So you
she did look stuck kind of cool though.
You have that, right? Then once you get older, you know what I mean? You start, you know, I want to say 30s as a man. All right. If you might get married, right? You might get married, have a few children. You know what I'm saying? You got your a lot of cases that it's the stats say and I'm speaking from a male's perspective, ladies and gentlemen, just a male's perspective, okay? In a lot of cases, they say in your mid-30s, you are basically career-wise, that's what you're going to do. All right. You're establishing your career. That's what you're gonna do career-wise, money-wise, whatever, right?
All right. So the one thing about this particular part that SBK is saying is this: statistically, when you talk about men, we reach our prime in our 40s. All right, we reach our overall prime starting in our 40s. This is the reason why that women have been programmed to look for men older than their age. For this very reason, because like I say, in our 40s, that's when we reach our stride, we reach our full prime, our full potential. Normally around that time, we normally have things established for ourselves, whether it's business, career-wise, or whatever case may be, we're already fully established on that, okay? And these type of women look for men who are already established, you know, within their 40s, all right? under 40, normally men, especially in dating, you know what I'm saying, they, in a way, they don't take dating as serious. They just take dating mainly as a pump and dump type situation. Why they reaching for they stride, okay? Now, there are some, exceptions to the rule where you may get a mature man, like in his 20s or early 30s, where he already had that stride early in his life. He had a real good support group or support system that helped him get to his potential early. That happens. Do it happen very often? No, it's probably within about the 5 to 10% of men that have that fully strong support system that'll push him to get to the level. But the average men, right, normally we be in our 40s, so when we reach that stride.
You might be married, have a couple kids. Then,
which y'all, this is going to make sense a little bit when I give y'all my response on this. Dating's a joke too.
It might not work out. All right, you might get divorced.
Selena, salute.
You know what I mean? Then you got the divorce thing. You got the child support thing, right? Got the child support thing going on. All right. A lot of cases you got the co-parenting thing going on. You know what I'm saying? And so age creeps up on you. Then, you know what I mean? You're edging towards your 40s, right? By that time, your children are just about grown. You know what I'm saying? Just about grown. They can they're grown or going to college, maybe getting ready to graduate, right? So you're out there, you know what I mean? You are single, right? So the question is, as a man, I'm looking at it as a man's perspective. Now, ladies, this story might sound similar, but I'm speaking from a man's perspective. I can't speak from a lady's perspective, of course. You know what I mean? So, during that time, all right, whether as a man, you're co-parenting, you might be a single parent like myself. You're paying child support, but then again, the kids are grown and so forth, so on, right? Or just about take care of themselves. Then again, you're still working your career and you're by yourself. You're kind of comfortable somewhat being by yourself, but you don't mind dating, right? So at that time, it's like, you're tired of going through the whole mundane of taking a female out to eat and all that type of stuff, right? Taking them out to eat and all that, John. That gets old. You know what I mean? So you just want to get down to, look, is this person, can I see myself being with that person? Can I see myself being married to that person? Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Am I right? Because once you get to that age or whatever, all the pettiness and I call it pettiness, all the games and all that type of stuff where you're dating, I like you, you like me, texting back and forth and all that. I mean, all that's null and void, right? You know what I mean? You're trying to get to know if this person is going to be, wants to carry your last name, or you want to carry this ninja's last name, right? So so what do y'all think? Am I onto something, or do you agree or disagree? I'll see you start this since I'm going back with it.
All right, so let me go ahead and give y'all my perspective. Once again, shout out to everybody who tuned into the stream right now. Make sure you go over and support the Top End Podcast. Get them a thumbs up, and also watch this video as well too. Maybe you want to react to it. I believe that you should react to it because, just like I said, the first hour that I've seen this show, right, it was a phenomenal conversation. The topic was great. SBK had a really, really strong stance on this. You know what I'm saying? So yes. So go back and check that out. You know what I'm saying? Go and check that out. So let me go ahead and give y'all my perspective on this. Okay. Now, is dating after 40 a joke? All right. I'm gonna do a strong yes. Dating after 40 is a joke. It is. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it is a joke. Not going to take that away from anyone. But however, there's a reason why it's a joke. The reason why it's a joke is because of this. man, we have to take the L on this one, okay? We got to take the L on this one. We got to hold ourselves accountable for the reason why dating is a joke, okay? We got to do this. Now, I want y'all to hear me out. I just want y'all to listen to understand where I'm going with this, okay? I want y'all to want to hear me out. Check this out. We men who are in our 40s, right? The men who are, in their 30s as well too, right? Guess what? We have been taught by the older generation all the false narratives with dating, relationships, dealing with women, and the like. That's facts. We've been taught wrong. We have been absolutely taught wrong. What I mean by this? The one older generation, they teaches us that it is okay for you to wine and dine to get a woman. They teaches us that it's okay for you to not only wine and dine a woman, it is okay for you to literally sacrifice everything about yourself to ultimately get that woman. They say it's okay for you to be a gentleman for any old type of woman. They say it's okay for you to go and spend all this lavish money on this woman, taking them out on a expensive date with a woman that you don't even know. They say it is okay for you to simp around with these different women as well, to spend all this money buying them drinks at the bar, right? Buying them drinks at the bar. Hell, I done seen some dudes be up here buying them purses, buying them clothes, women that you barely know. You know what I'm saying? The older generation taught that it was okay and it was acceptable for you to do that, because the end of the day is that you trying to achieve the goal of winning that woman allegedly heart, right? I want y'all also consider this as well too. I want y'all to consider that this same generation was teaching us that it was okay for us to be players, okay? Not the pimp part, but players. So y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? They was teaching us how to be players. Oh, it's okay for you to lie to the woman to get what you're trying to get out of them, which is ultimately to have sex with them. It's okay to do that. It's okay to treat every woman the way that you need to treat them. It's okay to do that. It's okay to literally you got a good woman, but you treat her like absolutely shit. It's okay to do that, because the end goal is that you just trying to win the woman. It's okay for you to lie to her and say that you love her, but in reality, you really don't. It's okay to do that. It's fine. It's all part of the game, bro. It's part of the game. Then what's worse about this is that you had all these black cinema movies that was teaching us it was okay and acceptable. So we already been programmed through the old school, the OGs and stuff, right? That it was okay, acceptable behavior for us to do this, right? Then also we have pressure through media as well too, with these old black cinemas teaching us that it was okay to simp out for women to win their heart, but in reality, we sit up here lying to them. So due to evolution, guess what happened? These women, they end up getting heartbroken because these dudes thinking that they was doing the right things. They was thinking they was doing the right thing. They was thinking that, hey, this is what I need to do. Oh, one more thing too. The old heads also taught us this. They said, hey, when you find that one woman, right? When you find that one woman, this is what you need to do. You treat that one woman right. When you find that one woman, that's when you end up deleting all the phone numbers from all the rest of the one scallywags that you had, right? All the chicken heads that you had, right? You delete that number and you be with that one woman. So they literally was thinking that mentally you had the capacity to instantly cut it off and be with this one woman without having this player type mentality. That's the God honest truth. God honest truth. So it messed us up for those of us who was in our 30s and in our 40s, because we believed that it's nonsense. And to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? We believed in it because we was trusting the old heads because they had more wisdom than us. The God honest truth. So therefore, due to evolution, these type of women, right, they end up becoming hurt. They end up becoming abused because these dudes wasn't being men. They wasn't taking care of themselves mentally and physically, because these same type of dudes would sit up here and whisper in the girl ear and stuff, right, to tell her, hey, it's okay, I just want to go raw dog with you and stuff, right? End up getting this girl pregnant, and she trusting you because you whispering in her ear, telling her that you're going to be with her. And even if you get her pregnant, she's sitting up here trusting you that you was going to step up as a man and take care of your responsibility. That's what happened. Let's call it for what it is. Let's be honest and have this honest conversation about it. This is how the way we were taught. So now you have these dudes out here impregnated these women. They're not becoming single mothers. They don't want to have nothing to do with this woman because all it was a pump and dump, a hit and a quit it. That's all what it was. And now the women out there are single mothers and they mad and they bitter. All because of the decision that we made. Let's call it for what it is. Let's be honest about it. All because of the decision that we made. And guess what? Due to evolution, guess what that woman gonna do? She's gonna teach the next generation to not fall for the same victimization that she fell through. She's gonna teach her seeds that you don't need to fall for this. What's she gonna do? She's gonna tell her daughters that it is okay for you to use these men because they used us, so it's okay to use them. This is the birth for the modern day women that we're dealing with right now in dating. So they teach them that. What did they teach the little boys? Them little boys who's with single mothers, right? Guess what? They literally taught them that you need to treat your mom right. Another way for you to understand a woman is for you to literally date your mom. Facts. So they teach them that you need to open up the door for your mom. They teach them that you don't need to be like your no good nigga daddy. They teach them that, hey, you need to do these certain things to wine and dine, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what mom wanted, but she never got it out of love. They literally teach to break down these young men, literally break down who they are as men, and literally make them be some goddamn betas.
Beta.
Facts. So that's what happened in this modern day dating right now. You know what I'm saying? So you get to where we at 30s and 40s and stuff, right? And so what's happening is that many of us in our 30s and 40s, we still are conditioning with the same mindset. We still conditioned with the same type of mentality that the old heads that taught us. I want to challenge y'all on this. I want to challenge y'all that you need to be reprogrammed. In order for you to understand the modern day dating, is first of all, you need to be reprogrammed as a man. See, it's very easy for us to blame the situations, which, you know, it is what it is. It's very easy for us to blame somebody, hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, some of us, we get married, that, you know, we end up getting put on child support and different things like that. It's easy to do that. And also, it's a legitimate argument as well, too. I'm not going to take that away. It's very easy to blame on the behavior. Hey, they listen to Megan Thee Stallion and they're people like that. That's why they are. It's easy to do that. But it's hard for you to actually take accountability for the reason why it is what it is. I'm gonna put it to y'all this way. When I when I was in my relationship, right, in my first marriage, right, I had that same type of conditioning that old heads had taught me. Had the same conditioning. At first, I didn't think nothing was wrong with it. And out here, I was thinking that was part of me being a man. Imagine it. Imagine not only myself, but other men having that same type of mentality. They thinking that all the things that they're doing is legitimate. That's what you're supposed to do. Imagine that. But lo and behold, after when I went through the 11 years of my marriage and stuff, right, and I became a divorce, right, and I started reevaluating myself, that's when I started learning the truth. That's why I started learning the truth. God damn, I'm a beta.
Beta.
God damn, I'm a goddamn simp. Shit. I'm a simp. I'm a beta. And the reason why is because I was conditioned to be that way, to be a simp and a beta. Well, when I had got my awakening moment fully, it's when I finally decided, you know what, I'm just gonna step out and I'm just gonna, enjoy myself, you know what I'm saying? So I did it. So I ended up hanging out with different dudes from various ages, but it's this one dude, and respect to this brother. This dude, he was younger than me, right? He was like in his mid-20s, okay? So we all had this group, right? And we stepped out. We went to different clubs. We went to different lounges and different things like that. Just having a good time and stuff, right? And so he was all about, hey, he was in this mentality that, hey, I'm young. I'm not trying to get married. I just want to have fun. So I just want to smash wherever I smash. It is what it is. If the women agree to it, nothing wrong with that. For us, what I see. But however, when I was stepping out there, right, I had that same conditioning programming to be a beta and a simp. It took that 25-year-old to acknowledge, say, bro, you been a goddamn simp. Why are you doing this, bro? I'm like, what are you talking about? Bro, you simping, bro. Them women do not respect you being a simp. Like, what you talking about, bro? This is how the way you supposed to do it. Look, you can't tell me what to do, bro. This is how we do it. This is why the old heads do it. We do it like this and stuff, right? He like, all right. I'm telling you, the game is different. The game is very different, bro. So you can't do all that beta and sipping out here. You got to evolve, bro. If you don't, they're going to use you. They're going to use you. They're going to laugh at you. And you're going to feel some type of way. I didn't listen to them. I started talking to different women, different things like that. And guess what happened? Me sitting up here simping out, betaing it out and everything, right? And guess what they did? Using the bruise your boy. So the hell did. Sitting up here paying for dates and stuff, right? And ain't getting not a goddamn thing in the return. Nothing. Zero. Nothing. I had a wonderful time. I appreciate it. And next thing you know, get ghosts like ain't nothing. And whose fault is that? It's not their fault. Because they already been conditioned to the behavior that they're conditioning in. It's my fault because I chose that. And also, instead of me, just like I was telling y'all earlier about, people don't listen to understand, they just listen to react. That's what them simp beta dudes do, is that they have the same type of beta energy. You know what I'm saying? They have the same type of beta energy where they don't want to listen to understand. They just want to listen to react. They want to listen to debate, thinking that they know it all. That's what happened to me, thinking that I knew it all. But lo and behold, I got caught up several times, over and over again. And it took for that dude like, bro, look, you the big homie, man, for real. That's what he used to call me. You the big homie, man. You the big bro, man. And I don't want to see you get caught up in it. So look, bro, you're gonna have to figure this out, bro. You're gonna have to recondition this. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to recondition it to yourself, bro. You got to recondition yourself for real, man. Because if not, this is gonna keep happening over and over again, bro. So finally, that's when I had my awakening moment and I listened to him. I listened to understand what he was telling me. From that point on, that's when I started learning about not the game, but learning about myself. Learning that, man, I need to dismiss myself for being a beta and a simp. So guess what? I started reconditioning myself. The reason why I'm telling y'all this is because there are a lot of men out there right now who have not been reprogrammed. That's the reason why dating in his 40 is fucked up the way it is. Because first of all, it's everything. Look, man, everything starts with us. Everything ends with us because we're the leaders. We the one who set the stage for everything. Now we set the stage for a lot of different things, okay? We set the stage for energy and everything. If we are messed up, then guess what? Women are going to be messed up. Facts. But if you are in the position where you need to be at, right, where you have a sound mind and everything, right, you then dismiss all this energy, this beta energy and all this stuff from your system, guess what's going to happen? That woman is going to automatically connect to that energy. Facts. This is the reason why many of y'all dumbass be ending up in these toxic ass relationships, because toxic energy attracts toxic energy. Facts. Because all the woman is going to do by her nature is that she's going to follow you. Even though she may try to have masculine energy, but reality she really don't. All it is a behavior. She's going to follow that energy. So if you have that toxic, messed up beta energy, guess what? It's going to happen to her as well too. But if you have that masculine energy how the way that it's supposed to be, right, guess what? She is going to automatically go into her femininity right then and there. That's facts, bro. That's facts. That's the reason why it's fucked up the way it is. That's the God honest truth. Why it's messed up. We need to be reprogrammed. That's the end of the discussion. We need to be reprogrammed. It starts with us as men to be reprogrammed and reconditioning. Get all that stuff out of us. Forget what them old heads that taught you. Do y'all want to know? Well, I'm gonna continue the video, but y'all want to know what's also fascinating, right? Is I've been on to a lot of different panels, y'all. I've been on a lot of panels, man, for real, debating people, dealing with relationships and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I have noticed that it is an absolute is this. I can tell when I'm dealing with an old head. The reason why I can tell when I'm dealing with an old head is because that old head is always going to resort to that simp beta energy. Beta! They're going to automatically go to that simp beta energy. Yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? You know, you should listen to the woman first, you know what I'm saying? Because the woman knows what she's doing. You know, we listen to the woman, you know, because she knows more than us. The hell? The reason why she know more than you is because you being a goddamn beta and a simp. That's why. You being weak as a man. That's the reason why. I don't think I'm ready for this real conversation tonight, man. I don't think I'm ready for this one, for real. You know what I'm saying? But that's the God honest reason why it is what it is. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up, man, because like I said, I'm cooking tonight. I'm being totally real with y'all tonight on this. And the reason why is because I want us men to be reprogrammed. The whole point of the lounge is to point out behavior situation for men and women in this modern day era so we could do better. So we could actually be in strong, lasting relationship. The lounge is not a place where we just be separate talking about women all day and talk about how mad, how toxic they are, stuff like that. That ain't what they're for. We point out the behavior in women. We point out the behavior in men. We come up with a solution so y'all could be in healthy relationships. Facts. One last thing too before I start the video. After when I reconditioned my mind, y'all know the story, man. Right after when I reconditioned my mind the way I did and stuff, right? That's when I just so happened found Mrs. Urban. That's facts. That's facts. And guess what? Since my mind been reconditioned, now I can want to go into our relationship differently now. I can lead differently now. I can lead the way that I need to lead as a man and as a husband. She can also follow as a wife, as she's supposed to do. Is supposed to do the things that wife does because guess what? She's connected to me. She's connected to the energy that I'm bringing to her. Facts. But let's continue, y'all. Let's continue. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up at the lounge this time.
Thank you, Just Jay. Thank you, DR. Just Jay, thank you.
Jeez, we only got through 37 minutes of this video. Hey, this whole stream is like 4 hours long, y'all. So y'all know I'm not gonna be able to react to all of this, all right?
Thank you. Shout out to these dad. Just Jay says, I'm starting to think I should date younger because these ninjas my age ain't on a BR thing. So what's the ninjas your age? That's what I want to know. What's the ninjas your age? I just want to know. Just being inquiring mind. What's the ninjas your age? Live.
So I'm being nosy as hell, all right? And I know E is gonna catch the replay of this eventually, all right? So E, what the hell were you doing, man? Because E was like totally distracted. I ain't lying. He had a lot going on, man. I ain't lying. He had a lot going on.
Have babies after 30. Okay. Or at 29. Lionel says, I used to fantasize about J-Lo in her 20s. She's not worth
Lionel, wild as
fantasizing
hell.
about. I totally agree, Lionel. I thought Ebony K. Williams was fine in her 40s, but then I saw her in her mid-20s and was like, wow, oh my God. Just smash your 20s away. Y'all are crazy, man. So I want to ask you guys. So is it a waste of time to date in your 40s? Is it?
So that is a good question that SBK asked, and I want to ask the Lounge family that as well too. Is it a waste of time to be dating in your 40s? Is it a waste of time to be dating in your 40s? Yes or no? Katie, she said this. She said, yeah, my man is 12 years younger than me. Ew, wow. God damn. Katie being a cougar. Hey, Katie being a cougar like I ain't nothing. Yes, Katie, you are in cougar era now. Welcome to the wonderful world of cougarism. I'm teasing you, Katie. I'm teasing you. You know your brother is messing with you, all right? You know I'm messing with you. SBK say, yeah, it's a waste of time, bro. For real.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to know. What do y'all think? You know what I mean? She said, what in the world? She says, never dated a dude younger than me. Okay. Everyone died in a mess. Okay, but anyways, so I got another.
Hey, Katie, real quick. Do you know in my first marriage, right? My wife was I think she was 6 years older than me. All right, so yeah, she was 6 years older than me. So you know, I don't know. Like back in my earlier days and stuff, right? Back in my earlier days, matter of fact, let me put it out this way. I had got married to my first wife at a young age. I got married when I was 23 years old, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So back in that time when I was 23 years old, right, it was something about them older women, man. I ain't lying. It was something about them older women that was, you know, I'm just saying it was something about maybe because they're more seasoned, I guess. Maybe because they're more seasoned. They have more Lawry's seasoning salt on them than, you know, the women my age during that time, all right? That was well seasoning, you know, with Lawry's or with Old Bay or whatever you want to call it, right? That was seasoned very well, you know what I'm saying? So they was like pretty, you know. But now, at this age, I'm like, shit.
That's bullshit.
I ain't doing it.
Respect, sis. You got something you got to say on that before I start playing this video? Or are you straight? You still?
I'm gonna let you cook. I'm ordering food.
Okay. Well, I got another video. And I want you guys to comment. All right. And this is speaking from let me see. It is right here. And that's not the one. That's the one. All right, here we go. And we're gonna play.
So since I have time today for my women over 40, because that's who I talk to. Y'all younger women, your moms, your aunties, someone around you should be mentoring you to get married. That's not what I do. I have my own daughters. One is married, one's gonna be married soon. So y'all really need to have conversations with your moms, aunties, mentors. Okay. For women over 40, y'all, this dating landscape is different. No one is really talking to us about.
Now, real quick. I do agree with her on the premises that you need to have some type of mentorship, okay? And that goes for both men and women. I honestly believe that you need to have some type of mentorship. But however, if that said mentorship is fucked up, if they the ones who still got that same mentality like I was telling y'all earlier, where they haven't been programmed yet, that mentorship is gonna be some bullshit.
That's bullshit.
So if you were to enter into a mentorship, you know what I'm saying, the deal with the modern day dating area, I would highly recommend that you find someone who do not have their previous programming, okay, who been unplug for the matrix per se. Understand? And her talking about the dating landscape has changed. This goes along to what I was telling y'all when I enter into the dating market as well too. But she does explain it to her as a woman. All right.
How different the dating landscape is. I went through it at 43, married at 44, maybe I was 42, turned 4, I don't know. But I'm 45 now, and I'm doing my best to help y'all understand it's limited. Okay, you want a clearance rack. Okay, you got to pick the best. We're manager special. It's not what it was in your 20s. It's not what it was in your 30s. And some of y'all over 50 that I meet and really still think y'all got options. You're so independent and set in your ways. You blame it on the men, but it's you, sis. It's you.
Okay.
I agree.
She says,
I agree that it's her because just like she said, there are a lot of women who are in their 40s and approaching 50 and stuff right now still single, and they believe that they have a lot of options. But that is not the truth at all. See, remember I was telling y'all earlier when I was telling y'all about one of the things that men look for stuff right with women is that they want to procreate with them. And typically they want to find a woman between the ages 21 through 30 to do that, right? Because they have a low risk of geriatric pregnancy. Okay, but when you hit your 40s and 50s and stuff, right, then the geriatric pregnancy is a very, very high risk. Not to mention that some women, they enter into menopause, some enter into the menopause at the age that they're assigned to. Others end up entering into menopause earlier. And y'all want to know the reason why, and you can fact check this, is because throughout your 20s and your 30s, guess what you was doing? You was taking all that damn birth control and fucking up your own system. So it gets so messed up where now you end up getting off the birth control because it ain't no point in you being on it anyway because you're in your 40s and your 50s and stuff, right? And so it literally mess up your system to where it mess up your menopause. Some people have a menopause. I've heard women have a menopause in their 40s when they don't supposed to be having menopause in their 40s. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying.
It's you, sis. It's you. Do y'all agree with that? Since I've been up here running my mouth for hold on, let me read. I said what I said. She says she looks my mom. I'm good. Okay. Jimbo, did you say something?
Oh, my bad. Katie, she asked this question earlier. I didn't mean to skip over it. She asked me, so you were dating just to smash. So no, I was not dating. Okay. Let me clarify this to you one more time. I was not dating because to me, there's a difference between going out there and just having casual sex versus actual dating. To me, when you are dating, you're literally dating with the whole purpose of courtship to eventually be married to that person. That's my definition of dating. But when you out there in the streets just to have a good time, then to me, that's not dating at all. All you doing is having a good time. All you doing is, having sex. So that's it. That's ultimately what it is. So, yeah.
I missed it. Jimbo says, to each his own. I wasn't dating material in my 20s. Didn't get serious in my 30s. That's an interesting point you got there, bro.
All right, so Jimbo said this. He said, to each of his own, I wasn't dating material in my 20s, didn't get serious until his 30s, okay? So once again, normally a man reaches his full financial stride. He reaches full potential. He reaches full, level in his 40s. Now, it starts off in the 30s, depending on that man. You know what I'm saying? They normally typically starts off in his 30s, but when they get the full stride, it's be in his 40s, Now, he was saying that I wasn't dating materials in the 20s. That could be for various reasons due to decision makers and different things like that. So I'm not going to touch hard on that. All right.
A lot of people are not mature in their 20s. You got it. You got it. Movie night. If it's dudes that still want to date, but they look like Jerome or Martin. What the hell? What the hell?
goddamn ad hominems. But okay, we're entertaining. All right. So Just Jay, she made the comment that it's dudes who out here still dated but look like Jerome or Martin. So in other words, she's saying that there are dudes out here who are ugly but out there still dating. The reason why I'm a rebuttal on this is because of this. See, ladies, y'all need to understand this, okay? And I'm gonna be dead honest with y'all on this, okay? It do not matter about the man look. Once again, it do not matter about his look. One last time, it do not matter about his look. It don't. But what do matter is this. What do matter is that if he have a strong social economic status, then guess what? That dude could be ugly as hell, but he be set up here pulling chicks. All because he have a strong social economical status. So in other words, what make a man truly attractive, women, is his status. Y'all may sit up here and lie and say that, oh, he got to be attracted to me. But let's be real about it. Ladies, you're not attracted to a man look. I don't care how much you try to fight over this. I don't care how much you try to argue over this. I don't care how much you try to rebut or use ad hominems over this. Y'all are not attracted to a man's look, period. The look is like the third or fourth thing. The look is like the third or fourth thing that y'all want as far as a preference. I'm being dead honest with y'all. If that dude have a strong presence, he have a strong social economical status, that's what's going to make him attracted to you. Because y'all need to understand this. Y'all need to understand that y'all are hypergamous, meaning that y'all are looking for the man who is going to present to you the best position possible for you in your life. It don't matter about his looks. This is the reason why y'all be sitting up here and talking to these old ghetto ass Pookies and Ray Rays. It's the reason why. It's because of the social economical status. Now, even in the hood, they have a social economical status. If this dude look like he got something going on for himself, right? Guess what? Y'all gonna be attracted to that. That's why, y'all be sitting up here saying, ooh, man, I like when he sag his pants. You're not talking about how the way he look. Ooh, I like how he sag his pants and stuff, But in reality, you're talking about his status. He's a drug dealer. Yeah, that's his status. Look at him. He got all these women around him and stuff right there. That means that every woman is going after him. Every woman wants him. So I need to put myself in position so he can want me. It don't have nothing to do with his looks, period. Now, however, with men, it's different. We look at women according to their looks. Facts. Because the reason why we do that is because it don't matter about a woman's status. We couldn't give a damn about a woman's status. That's why we tell y'all all the time that we don't care about your education. We don't care about your job. We don't care about your career. We don't care about none of that at all. Period. We don't care about that bullshit.
That's bullshit.
We don't care about none of that, period. We don't. We care about your looks. We care about how the way you're going to treat us. And we care about if you're going to be the mother of our children. That's facts. That's all we care about. That's all we care about. I know this is a tough pill for y'all to hear, but I'm just being dead honest, real with y'all. As a matter of fact, if y'all just sit back and once again listen to understand right and just start thinking about it, you will come to the conclusion of what I'm saying. You're like, you know what, Urban? Now that I think about it, I've been talking to some ugly ass niggas for real. I have. I've been talking to some ugly ass niggas for real. Them dudes ugly as hell. But however, he was providing for me. He took me out on dates. He flew me out. He paid my bills. So yeah, I settled for that old ugly ass nigga for real. When you sit up here and think about it, y'all. See, y'all know I'm telling the truth. When you sit up here like really think about it, right? You gonna come to that conclusion like, damn, this nigga is ugly as hell. What the hell? What was it that I felt attracted about this dude? That when you think about it, oh, he had that social status. I was attracted to his status because I'm a hypergamous. That's the reason why. I'm just saying.
Why are you talking to Jerome on? You should be talking to Jerome on from Martin anyway.
Hey, some of us dudes, we be feeling, hey, SBK, he can want to relate to this, but some of us do be feeling salty as hell too when they be sitting up here choosing Jerome for more than overall. So we be like, man, ain't this butter? We be feeling salty as hell. Like, man, I know I look better than this nigga. How the hell you choose him? But that's the reason why, fellas. That's the reason why she do it. It don't have nothing to do with our looks.
I missed somebody else's comment. Let's see. Real says, I think some women in their 40s and 50s like younger men. When I was in my 20s in college, that's all I pretty much was attracted to.
Yeah, yes, I was a simp. Selena, I'm a reform simp, by the way. That's the reason why I could talk about this stuff the way I talk about it. That's the reason why I could recognize a simp and a beta. Because when you used to be that way, you could recognize it. I put it out this way too. It's like also dealing with the 12-step program. You know, a person who's addicted to like certain type of things, right? Y'all do know that right when you want to get past that addiction and you live your normal life, do you know that people could literally recognize a addict? They could look at them and tell like, yeah, you're an addict, bro. Oh yeah, sis, you're an addict. And the reason why they know that is because they used to be that way. Same thing with my situation. I used to be that way. That's why I could recognize it. Because I know the behavior. Because I had the behavior. I'm just being transparent about it. Just being real about it. And I'm just doing it to educate and help people. So
was compatible with. And that's kind of normal. You know what I mean? That's kind of normal. That's pretty much normal. Since I've been running my head for what you got on? I've been running my head for,
Hey, and Constance said the truth. I'm glad Constance was being transparent for real. I'm glad she being transparent. She said, Urban, I didn't have a ugly dude in my past to have a lot of people say, why are you going with that ugly dude? I told him, hell, I don't know. He just cool. But it dealt with his social status. See, y'all be thinking I be lying when I be saying stuff, man. Y'all be thinking I be lying. I'm not lying. I'm being dead serious with y'all for real.
Has anybody done the poll? Have you done the poll?
Yep. Have you done the poll? Give your preaching spell on the poll.
Bushwick Watchers.
Said Bushwick.
Have you done
Bushwick?
Have you completed the poll, the survey? Please attend the chat anonymously and vote. It is an anonymous thing. I shouldn't have to tell you, but I'm telling you.
All right, so I'm going to skip this part because E felt that it's appropriate for her to troll the trolls. I don't know why, but she wanted to do it. She's having her moment, so we're going to kind of fast forward this part, all right? Let her have her moment, and we're going to fast forward. Matter of fact, I'm going to fast forward to the point where people start popping up on the panel, all right? So we're going to get right at this point right here, all right? So let's get it.
So go ahead. I know you about to say something, sis.
No. So far, did somebody just hit the back?
It's Miss Foxy. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Miss Foxy.
Miss Foxy, just for there you go.
There we go.
Hey, love.
Hey, Miss Foxy.
Wait a minute. Here we go again with another ad hominem. At least you admitted most men can't communicate for shit. So I probably missed that part. Hey, It was a part where you and E was going back and forth. Is that correct on SBK? Is that before people was hopping on the panel, or was that afterwards when you and E was on going back and forth? I think it was before, because that's where this Alicia admitted most men can't communicate for shit type thing. Now, I do want to respond to this as well too, because for some weird reason, women honestly believe that men can't communicate. I don't know why y'all think like this. I don't know who told y'all this, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, that is far from the truth. We actually communicate very well. We actually communicate very well. But the problem is that when we communicate ourselves and we articulate it to the best of our ability, guess what y'all do? You guessed it. Y'all listen to react instead of listening to understand. So therefore, that's where the breakdown of communication occurs. It don't happen from us because we're being direct and honest. Men are normally direct and honest with people, period. Especially their women. But the breakdown of communication happens when y'all be listening to react. That's where it happens. And then you want to go back and gaslight the men. Talk about, oh, it's your fault because I'm not understanding. No, it's not. It's your fault because you're not listening. Let's keep it real. But let's get it.
Hello, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
I remember you being on my panel, I believe, and I cannot. Who can forget what the wisdom that you provided us? And I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for you tonight for being up. So the floor is now yours, Queen. What you got to say on it?
Yes.
Okay. What I want to say is, men and women both, we women look for a certain thing in a man, and men look for certain things in a woman. My biggest problem is that's why I don't have a lot of girlfriends, because I'm not a man basher. I don't bash men. Because the thing that gets me is we forget as women the same thing that we don't like for, okay, women get, oh, he called me this, or he said this to me, or he said that to me. Well, you got to forget what you say out of your mouth towards them. You don't want nobody downgrading you. Don't downgrade a man. Find the good in him. Work on that and lift them up instead of tearing them down. The same thing you don't want done to you, don't do it to a man. That's how you have a powerful man in your corner. If you don't want, because see, that's why I go around and say a king and a queen, because the king is king of the house, of the castle. The queen lifts that king up to make sure the castle stay the way it needs to be. And if you keep tearing down our kings, what are we as queens? We know better than them. If you look at back in the Bible, the kings was the ones that took care of the women and made sure that queen was taken care of great. If you want a man to take care of you and make sure that you on the pedestal that you need to be on, then you put him on the pedestal that he needs to be on. And stop tearing each other down and lift each other up. There are great men out here, just like there's great women out here. And we have to be careful who we choose and be smart about it. Me and my husband was together for 22 years. He never called me out of my name. He never tore me down. All he did was lift me up, and I lift him up. I never tore him down. We agreed to disagree. We had arguments. Nobody out here is not going to have an argument, because everybody thought alike. We wouldn't be different. God made us all different in our own way. But we learn how to agree to disagree. We learn how to say, I love you, and go to bed with a smile. And we lived to be together for 22 years before he went to heaven. So this is what I want to say. Women and men, stop voting. Start finding out issues that's going on with the man. Sit down and talk to the man, not talk at the man. Men, sit down and talk to the women. Don't talk at the women. You'll find out more than you thought you knew about that woman or that man if you sit down and actually talk to him and not talk at him. That's all I have to say.
Miss Foxy, I have.
All right. Before E rebuttal, okay. Let me point this out. Now, everything that she said, I agree with her on that. I agree with her on that. I do. Some people will listen to her one response and say that she's a pick-me. Okay. They'll say that this is typical pick-me behavior. But however, through her response, she wasn't just focusing in on the man, but she actually made it with both men and women. All right. Now, with all that being said and stuff, right, I got to call it for what it is and stuff too. Cause you know how I do over here at the lounge. You know what I'm saying? I listen attentively to everybody. All right. So I got to call it for what it is. Okay. Even though her response was phenomenal, it was great, you know what I'm saying? But however, in this particular moment, in this particular conversation, her response did not go with the topic at all, period. I got to call it for what it is. It didn't. Her response was dealing with, you know, mainly people who are actually in a relationship, right? And maybe, you know what I'm saying, they needed to work out, you know, certain problems or situation within that relationship. Maybe they needed, like we was stated earlier about mentorship and stuff, right? This would be a perfect mentorship moment, you know what I'm saying? Facts. But however, call it for what it is. Everything that she said, it did not go on the topic of her talking about, you know, issues with dating in your 40s, okay? Shout out to her. I appreciate it. I know that SBK, he was praise dancing and everything. You know, it was good. It was great. Right thing to hear and everything, right? But we got to call it for what it is as well, too. Everything that she said, it did not go on topic of the current conversation, all right? And they, in other words, it didn't follow the decorum. That's my only gripe about it, all right? Let's listen to what E got to say.
Thank you so much for that. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
How did you meet your husband?
Believe it or not, we was working together in the same building here in DC, and he was on one floor and I was on another, and we used to meet up in the break room and we used to talk. And
so she met her husband the same way how I met my wife. Oh man, small world. But then again, y'all, do y'all know statistically that the best way for you to find a husband or find a wife is actually through the workplace? Instead of you going out to bars and lounges, going to the bookstore, going to Walmart, going to Kroger's, which I got Food Lion out there, instead of going to Food Lion and all these other places. Do y'all know statistically the best place for you to find a husband and a wife or find a relationship is actually at your workplace, because that's where workplace romance happens. Now, the reason why it's that way is because, consider this. On the average, right, you spend 8 hours a day in the workplace, correct? You spend 8 hours a day, you spend 40 hours a week, meaning that you spend up to about 40 hours a week with the same person 5 days a week. And you be with that same person for months and months and months, and it goes to years and different like that. So guess what's happening? That's like a low-key dating. You know what I'm saying? If you actually start talking to the person of the opposite sex, right, that you're interested in, that's like a low-key dating. That's like a low-key courtship. You know what I'm saying? And you're getting to know them and different things like that, and you already know everything about them, because guess what y'all going to do? Y'all going to go to the break room where we call it water cooler conversations, right? Where you be sitting at the water cooler, right? And y'all be sitting up here drinking either coffee or water. Y'all be talking about some random shit and stuff, right? To get your mind off of work. That's where you be learning about everything about each other in the break room. Facts. So I'm just saying, maybe y'all need to consider looking at your workplace, you know what I'm saying, for us, you know, relationship. Maybe your wife is there at your workplace and you just haven't even seen her yet. Because that's what happened to me. The whole entire time when I was talking, you know, to Mrs. Urban stuff, right, she was just my coworker. Until we found like, you know what? Let's go out on a date. I'm just saying. Or, hey, fellas, maybe your wife is at work. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. So y'all won't be continuing thinking that dating is trash. Maybe we need to consider that.
He was impressed with me that I was very independent, but I was open-minded. I didn't get along with the rest of the women. I didn't kiki cat.
You
Didn't
you
have anybody
okay,
I
there you
would
go.
talk to. I would talk to them with respect, and I would address him, talk with him. And he said he liked the way I talked to him. He liked the way I stuck, you know. I was very independent. I was very, very independent. But I was also humble with my independence. I wasn't stuck up because I was independent. I was very humble with my independence. And that's why he liked about me. And within 2 years, we was married.
2 years, right?
Jeez, 2 years.
2 years. And within 2 years, we was married. And we was married for 22 years until his health gave way to him.
Okay, so you guys talked and talked. You met him at work and you guys talked and talked. So when did you start, after that conversation, you guys started talking and having good conversation. When did you guys decide you were going to be a couple? Did it take like a month, 2 months, 3
6
months? So you got to know him, right?
Right.
You
I got to
almost
know
like
him.
best friends, right?
We got
So in a way, I kind of like what E's doing. So basically what E is doing, she's trying to redirect her back into the actual current topic. Okay. So I believe that E kind of felt the same exact way in this particular moment. I believe that E felt that same particular way, how the way I seen it, you know what I'm saying, where, she was kind of off topic and now she's trying to bring her into topic. But at the same time, I know I've been around E long enough to know that she's cooking something in her head. She's have a point that she's getting ready to make, you know what I'm saying? So let's see what she's going to do.
to know him. He had 2 children. I had 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make sure that the mothers of those children knew that I wasn't there to take their place. I was there to help them. Whatever decision they decide with their child, I enforced it. And I told them, and I expect the same with mine. They was a package deal. I'm a package deal. And I was not trying to intervene or divide them. That, that's his children. You are their mothers. And who am I to come in and try to tell you any different? I just want to let you know, I'm not here to be their friend. I'm not here to, I'm here to nurture them just like you're here to nurture them and guide them. And I expect the same when my children are around you. And that's how we got along. And I sat down with each mother and told them that. He sat down with each father and told them that. And that's how we got along. Till today, our children still bond together. They still call each other sister and brothers. Today.
Yeah, I knew she said something earlier. That's why I had asked about it, because I know I had fast forwarded, but oh well, we're here now.
Their children still call me grandma. I still call them my grandchildren and great grands. So that's how you have to talk. Like you said, it took 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
We went through ups and downs. We went through our problems for 6 months, but we got to know each other because you got to grow together. You got to get to know each other in depth.
So you didn't run?
No, I didn't run. I stood my ground.
Exactly.
I stood my ground. I talked to him, and he talked with
Run
me.
for what?
We found out we had a lot of things in common. We found out we liked a lot of the same things. While he was weak in, I encouraged him to get stronger. While I was weak in, he encouraged me to be stronger. And that's how we kept going until finally we decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and make it a family. And we went ahead and got married and made it a family.
See, she got the same, you almost have the same story as me, Miss Foxy. I love it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we met.
And that's how you have to do.
Working. Yep. We met working.
Hey, SBK looking like this some bullshit.
You got to see him. I didn't get to see my husband until 3 months down the line. And then we finally met. But we married no, I take that back. We separated. And then we got back together the second time. And we took 2 years. And we got married, but we were best friends. We talked all the time, and ups and downs, those ups and downs. We didn't just run when it got hard.
Don't get it wrong. He cheated on me.
Mm-hmm.
I cheated on him. We argued. We fussed. We separated. We got back together. But after we did all of that, we realized, I don't want.
So I'm trying to understand the relevance of this. You know what I'm saying? So she's saying that, hey, y'all stuck it in. You didn't run or different things like that. So what does this have anything to do with dating while you're 40 now? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out why there's a subtle, kind of jab there in this particular moment.
Nobody else. He don't want nobody else. So we end up staying together. And I'm sorry, Lionel, if you feel that that's what I'm saying is a fantasy, but you did not live my life.
Yeah.
You can't speak on something you know not of.
See, this is why I don't like it when people be disingenuous, okay? Well, when Lionel said that, hey, for my experience, what you're telling me is a fantasy. That is his anecdotal experience, okay? By him saying that, it's not a personal attack on you. That is his personal experience. And by her responding back, which the first part of it was fine. Hey, know what I'm saying? Hey, I get it, Lionel. It is what it is. But for her to respond back to my way, you don't know my life. Like, duh, common sense. He don't know your life. He's not saying that he know your life. He ain't saying that he do know your life. He ain't saying that he's a part of your life. All he's doing is giving his experience. That's it. Because due to his experience, he being on dealing with a lot of people, especially married people who hate the hell out of being married. But they just married, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Lionel looks at a lot of, he calls our your situation and my situation is not the norm. It's an anomaly. It don't happen all the time.
People that feel that way sometimes have not examined themselves. If you sit down and examine yourself, then you might find out something that you see about you that you don't like. And maybe that's what you need to change. Then maybe you can see outside of the box you in.
But
this is kind of half and half here. Okay, all right. So first part about it, I do agree with her on that because I said this earlier that I made that whole monologue telling y'all that it's important for a man to be reconditioned and reprogrammed. So I agree with that part, but based on her premises, she's still trying to defend her argument instead of listening to where he's coming from. It'd be very simple for her to ask for understanding. That's all she had to do is say, hey, Lionel, you said this right, so could you clarify what you're talking about? Then he gave a clarification statement. Then it is what it is, instead of assuming that it's something wrong with him, assuming that is the reason why he don't think like you is because he's bad or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? That's once again, to me, being disingenuous.
I think one of the things, Queen, I think one of the things that what he was alluding to was that nowadays in this day and time, they don't find women like you anymore that's going to have the wherewithal and have the mindset that you have. You see what I'm saying? Even the men these days, not just the women, but the men these days do not have the wherewithal and they don't have the mindset to say, look, everything in life, whether it's a relationship, business or whatever, it takes hard work. And all what you were saying is through all of what y'all went through, you and your beloved, God bless the dead, y'all worked, y'all struggled. It wasn't easy at all. But y'all went through the hard times together. Right. Y'all decided that y'all were going to stick it out through thick and thin, even though, and you admitted that there was some cheating going on, but y'all didn't want nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And y'all, that's the thing. You know what I mean? I think today, in today's time, it's just quick to just move on and not work things out. You see what I'm saying? And you don't see that anymore. You know what I'm saying? And you sound like my mom.
Yeah, so far that was a real strong rebuttal, SBK. I got to want to give you on that one. That was a strong rebuttal.
That's just an incredible testimony. You know what I'm saying? And you just don't hear things like that. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And a lot of reason why that is because a lot of times us older people that has experienced this don't sit down with the younger people and talk with them and guide them. We just sit back and say, "Oh Lord, here we go. Y'all ain't gonna be about nothing. You ain't gonna be," and you don't sit down and advise them and tell them, "Try it. Try this." I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, how to do your marriage or your relationship, but try this. Just give it a try.
There you go.
You know.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all, Kurt. I don't agree with that. The reason why I don't agree with that is because they are telling the younger generations that. They are telling them that. Now, remember what I did when I did my monologue earlier talking about this. The older generation is teaching the younger generation to do these certain things. When I was telling you, that's teaching them to be simps and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? They teaching them this. But it's the wrong lesson that they're teaching. The lesson that they're teaching is making it worse instead of better. Now, there's only a very, very few of us who are out there, myself and maybe Foxy as well too, where they're out there literally educating the truth about the matter, where they tell like, hey, you don't need to be, hey son, you don't need to be no simp or no player, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You need to reprogram your mind and stuff. You need to do this, you need to do that, and have that type of mentorship. But once again, there's very few of us out there that's doing it. While the majority is still plugged into the matrix per se. I'm just saying.
You know, can either lift you up or you go in and fail, but give it a try.
Absolutely.
You know? Talk to young folks. A lot of times we older people talk at the younger people. We don't talk to the younger people. And that's the problem. When you talk to younger people, you talk at them. Yeah. And I don't like that because it bothers me when I see people talk at them and don't talk to them, because you forgot where you came from. You was out there wild as a buck. You was out there hitting and quitting it and moving on. You was out there hitting and quitting it and talking down and doing whatever. A man come over, you hit it and quit it and send him on his way, or you trying to get money out of him to get where you want to go. You forgot all those games you used to play. But now that you're older and you settle down, then you want to sit back and look at the younger folks when they're doing the same thing that they seen us do back in the day, and then sit back and judge them. Don't do that.
There you go.
No, see, the whole problem with that is, once again, the ones that was doing that, they haven't been reprogrammed. That became a way of life. And so they're teaching the next generation that it's okay to have that same type of way of life as well too, or an adulthood experience. You know what I'm saying? And that's the issue. That's the problem. Okay? Then it comes off as judgment, right? And here's another thing I want y'all to consider. The reason why it comes off as judgment is because of this. This person, knowing good and damn well they have not changed their mindset, right? But have the audacity to judge that other person, saying that you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that. And so when you're doing it, that's like for example, you have women out there who abuse the welfare system and stuff, right? They abuse the welfare system, getting on food stamps and all this old weird stuff, right? But then sit up here and tell her younger daughter not to do it when they doing it. What kind of bullshit is that?
That's bullshit.
Because it's simple. If you're going to judge someone, then you're going to be judged. You know what I'm saying? Just like what the Bible say, hey, in order for you to give people sound advice, you got to move that speck out of your eye first. You got to fix yourself first before you could go and fix somebody else. But that's the issue. There are a lot of people out there who haven't fixed themselves yet, and they sit up here trying to be all judgmental about it, you know?
Forget what you used to do and tell me that's not the way to go. It wasn't good for us, so we're trying to tell you it ain't going to be good for you either.
There you go. I said what I'm sorry, sweetheart. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and just, it just bothers me that a lot of people don't do.
Yeah. So I said what I said. She's gonna get ready to speak, man. I respect. I said what I said, but I said what I said is long-winded. She is long-winded, man. Say she long, man. I say what I said. She give a whole essay, and it took. She started off in Texas and eventually land in China somewhere. Man, I ain't lying. But shout out to her. Shout out to her for real, man.
They talk at people instead of talking to people to get the understanding. And if you sit down, you'll find out a lot of things on both sides. Like you said, you hear the wisdom in me. I hear the wisdom in you at your age. There's certain things I learned from you at your age, but you got to sit down and listen and talk to them, and you can hear it. But sit down and say, "Oh Lord, he talking the same old stuff, blah blah blah, yeah." Then you haven't learned anything in life.
Absolutely. And I think, and once again, I'm gonna let Queen. I said what I said. I'm gonna let you speak. But I think that's the thing. What my little bro Lionel was saying. In this day and time, you don't see the type of love, admiration, loyalty. You see what I'm saying? That's what he was talking about. That's what he was alluding to.
Oh, okay.
Not to the point to where that's fantasy what you're talking about. But what he was saying is that's fantasy in today's time. You see what I'm saying? That's what he was alluding to.
Okay. Okay, Lionel, then I can see that. I can understand where you're coming from with that. And Lionel, it's going to take time, but the problem is we as our own race don't talk to one another. We look at each other and judge one another instead of trying to lift each other up. When I see a young man or a young woman, or man or woman, I say, hi, king, hi, queen. I give them that inspiration.
Wait a minute. We're not going to sit up here and gaslight the brother after you say you understood him.
That's bullshit.
Wait a minute, we're not going to do that now. Like, once again, I respect her, but she's operating in that modern woman mentality, you know what I'm saying, as well too. So apparently gas like that dude. Yeah, I understand you, but at the same time, no, we ain't gonna do all that. Come on now, stop it.
And let them know you are somebody. And a lot of times we tear each other down and don't lift each other up. Just like I want to say to Queen here on the panel, I love that hat. I love your whole outfit. That makes you look like the queen you are.
Thank you so much.
And SBK, I like the hat. I love the hat, my bro. And you make it look like the little Western style and the country style. And I like that. But see, that's the thing people don't do. They don't greet and compliment nobody.
This is true.
So this is what we're going to do. We already are an hour and 55 minutes into the stream. Shout out to everyone who are here right now. Thank you so much for staying up with me this late for the stream. Appreciate y'all. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here. I am more than likely probably going to want to do a continuation on this. I'm going to do a part 2 of this because I do want to react to this whole entire stream. However long it takes for me to do it, it'll probably be like 5 parts to this. I don't know. I have no idea. But that's what I want to do. I want to continue to react to this particular stream that Tape did, all right. But what I want to do is this. I want to go ahead and open up the call line for y'all to want to come on in and y'all can have a conversation about this. All right. I want to hear y'all perspective on this. All right. I want to see how y'all feel about it. What's your take on this this whole situation? Is dating after 40, is it a joke to you, or is it something that is a personal journey as well too that you're trying to go through and eventually accomplish, you know what I'm saying? So I want to hear from y'all. If y'all want to come up and join the call in, I got the link pinned right now, and we could just have one brief conversation talking about it. All right, so we have one brief conversation talking about it, and we can just go from there. Or if y'all don't want to have a conversation, y'all cool not having a conversation, then hey, we can just call it a night. All right, but let's see what's up with it, bro.
What's up, bro? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. Yeah, man, that was a wild live. Great perspective, a great monologue that you had in the beginning, because a lot of behaviors are learned behaviors, and we all need to be reprogrammed. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, man, that was a live. That live, man, that was pretty live. It was pretty lit. I got a lot of pushback I hope you do react to, especially towards the last part, because I was being very transparent on a lot of different things personally, and so and you can get an understanding about why I explain my personal situation, whatever. So yeah, yeah. If you didn't, I don't know if you looked at all of it, bro. But towards the end of it, it's a lot of stuff that I personally was talking about my personal life and why dating to me, you know what I'm saying, in your 40s is like useless. You know what I'm saying? And I stand on that because of personal experience. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. So what's your main reason why dating in your 40s is absolute trash?
It's trash because first of all, I think when you're in your 40s or whatever as a man, that you should know you're pretty, I agree with you, you're pretty much established, and in your career and in your mindset, you should be established financially. Your mindset should be, your mindset should be you should be grounded mentally. And so once you see someone that you're attracted to at that age, whatever, all the nonsense as far as going through the whole, I mean, you should know, you know what I'm saying? You should be in your prime and you should know that what you want. And so, you should just be cutting to the chase and not playing games. A lot of times, man, these females play games. These dudes play games too. You know what I'm saying? So, but in my case, these females are playing games at that age, and I ain't got time for it. And the reason why they play games is because they see you, they see potential in you, but they don't want to pull the trigger because or they have alternative motives, even at that age. You know what I'm saying?
See, the rebuttal behind that, bro, is that the women, they will say that, well, hey, it is not my job to pull the trigger. It's actually the man's job to pull the trigger. So how you feel about that?
I think that's BS because and actually I think we talked about that Friday. I think it's BS because women hold that power. You know what I'm saying? I actually said something about that in the live. Either you do or you don't. You know what I mean? It's so stop playing games. You know what I'm saying? Do you see this man as potential to be a husband? In a lot of cases, at that age, a lot of women want kids. A few, but they, like the reasons you were given, Urban. That it's potentially dangerous. But do you want that man or not? But at that age, man, this independence type mentality that a lot of women have. I think that's what is the problem. I'm not saying it's wrong to be independent, but I'm just saying, that mentality is the reason why folks are not being married and not wanting to date.
Facts. Let me clarify this for the Lounge family. I talked about this before, but I'm just gonna clarify it again to you based on what SBK has said. Women holds access to relationships in marriages, period. Okay. Now, it is true that we initiate the whole interaction by walking up to you and introducing ourselves, right? But afterwards, it's the woman's responsibility to either accept our proposal or not, because the reality, that's what we're doing. When we introduce ourselves, it's literally like a proposal. We're like, hey, my name is SBK or my name is Urban. How you doing? What's your name? Okay. I'm very interested in you, and I want to get to know you further on. So, can we either exchange socials or exchange phone numbers or different things like that? And guess what that woman would do? She'll either say, yes, let's do it, or she'll say no. And that's it. If she say no, that's the end of the interaction. of course, you know, you have the simps and stuff out there, right, who sit up here and try to be persistent, thinking that that's what these type of women want, is for you to be persistent. But in reality, that ain't what they want. In reality, when they do stuff like that, they know right off the bat that you're a simp. They're like, okay, he's been persistent, so I'm going to give him a chance for him to simp out on me so I can use and abuse this dude. That's ultimately what was happening. But yeah, women, y'all control the assets of relationship and also marriage, period. You know what I'm saying? That's why the divorce rate is high, because of women, not men.
Yeah, I alluded to that. I don't know where it is though, Urban, on the if I could, I'm gonna go back and look at it, but I alluded to that women hold the power. You know what I'm saying? And I know you said it before, but women hold much more power than what they let on to be. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This thing. Well, the man needs to take charge. Well, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because women, they gauge it. You know what I'm saying? They can gauge it. Yeah, I mean, they know. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why a lot of women lead a lot of dudes on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the main reason. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. Facts, I agree. I absolutely agree. Lionel, what's up with it, bro?
How y'all doing?
What's going on, little bro?
I'm late to the party. How y'all doing?
Oh yeah, we
man,
good, man. Yeah,
we good. Lionel was in on the on that stuff Friday. But he you know, he hit me up behind the scenes like, say, man, you know what I'm saying? You cooking tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, SBK, you was cooking and I wasn't even there, bro, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I had told Urban that. I was like, yo, SBK was killing it that night.
Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing, y'all. The thing about it is, and I was telling Urban, Lionel, that towards the end, you know, I was getting pushback, and I hope you do go back and do the rest of it, Urban. But towards the end, I was getting pushback because I was being transparent about my life and about how I am as a single parent, having a full-time job. You know what I'm saying? My family have lives of their own. You know what I'm saying? They have lives of their own. And so I don't depend on anybody. You know what I'm saying? So the dating thing, that's why for me personally, the dating thing is a waste of time if you do not understand my lifestyle and the way my life is going. And I got pushback on that. Am I not right, Lionel? And
no, he got a lot of pushback.
I got a lot of pushback. Okay.
He's not allowed to have his own type of world. He's not allowed to have his own type of situation. Everything has to be an excuse.
Correct. So everything that I was explaining, Urban, I hope you go back and look at it. Everything that I was explaining about my personal situation. I even went. Y'all know my story. I'm not gonna go it again about my daughter's mom not being here. Me working. A ton of amount of hours or whatever. You know, I thank God that my daughter is at the age to where and she can take care of herself. You know what I'm saying? She's very independent at her age, can cook and do so forth, so on. But I still got pushback, bro. I still got, you make time for what's important to you. Well, which is it? You know what I'm saying? If I was not being the father that I should be, then I would get pushback on that and say I'm a sorry ass ninja. Right? So if I did want to go out and date, then you make time for what's important for you. You know what I'm saying? So what is it? That's the reason why I have strong feelings about that, this dating shit, in your 40s, you know what I'm saying? Because my situation is like, it's almost an anomaly. There's a lot of dudes, there's some dudes that are in my space or in my situation, not a lot, you know what I mean? But I was still getting pushback on that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no kind of, and like I said, I was not looking for any type of sympathy or anything like that. I don't ask for any kind of sympathy. All I'm saying is that in order for me to if you want to date me, you got to understand first things first. You know what I'm saying? And so I was getting pushback on that, major pushback.
So I'm very curious about the pushback part to see what was the rebuttal on that. You know,
If he wanted to do it, he would make the time to do it.
If he wanted to do it, then he'll make the time to do it.
Yeah, bro. Once again, you need to go back. It's towards it's towards somewhat towards the end. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely gonna want to go and watch this for real. In a way, I don't mind reacting to it right now. I just need to know where the time step is at, where we at, where all that happened.
Man, if you I encourage you to do another live.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, damn, it's a lot going on. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a part 2 of this. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm gonna react to it again, react to further of it. You know what I'm saying? And check all that out. You know, and give y'all my perspective on it.
My thing is, I'm assuming y'all heard the old lady talking already, and being respectful. She old, but the old lady was talking about how she was in a 22-year marriage, and she's giving the advice, and you're hearing all the people like, yes, listen to her and this. Here's the thing, though. But yet, when I bring up my grandparents, who've been married for 40 years, but utterly hate each other, then it's like, why don't you go and find a different example? Yet for 35 years, this has been my example.
Mm-hmm.
Of a 40-year marriage with two people that literally do hate each other, that are only together because they're trying to quote unquote honor marriage and God, but at the same time don't live together, don't sleep together. Both tell me don't get married, it ain't worth it. Both showing me the other side of it, and at the same time that's 4 decades, and 9 times out of 10 most people that keep coming up, they outstretch them in time and experience. But I'm not supposed to listen to them.
That's the reason why I had to clarify. I know you weren't up on the panel or anything. That's the reason why I had to clarify, because I think she misunderstood you. Because
and you did. I appreciate it, because she only wanted to read one part.
Right. And so, and no disrespect to her, she gave some good points. But the thing about it is that me and Urban were talking about it, and I was typing in the chat. I was like, look, in his reality, in his world, those are not valid. You know what I'm saying? That's his perspective, especially in this modern day and time. But what he has gone through, you know what I mean? So what you have gone through is a lot different from what Lil Bro has. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole point. And that was just a lot of people, man. Urban, he brought it up. A lot of people, they just they gloss over some things or whatever, and a lot of people, they just need to be redirected.
Facts. Yeah.
But that's go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, bro.
I was saying, yeah, but SBK, he's not allowed to have his life essentially, and it's an excuse. And I even put it in the chat, and I'm like, yo, so does he drop a job? Does he neglect his daughter? Does he stop going to the gym? Does he not go to sleep? Like, y'all making him sacrifice something, but quote unquote, he's supposed to make the time. But when you're looking at his schedule, 9 times out of 10, she ain't got that. She can make time for him.
Yeah, you and I was alluding to, hey, there's people in the chat that know me in real life. You know what I'm saying? And Urban Lionel was in the chat the whole time just listening. I said, there's people in the chat that know me in real life, in real time, have met me, so they know. And Lionel and Joe were, going to bat for me. You see what I'm saying? So, but the thing about it is that a lot of women are not trying to hear that shit. They're not trying to hear a man that is really on the grind and is really focused on raising his daughter right. You know what I'm saying? Raising his daughter the right way. But you make time for what's important. Okay, so what the fuck? You know what I mean? What the fuck? Excuse my French, but what the hell? What the fuck? So basically, F what I got going on. Stop what you doing to pay me attention. What if it don't work out? What if it don't work out? So if it don't work out between me and you, then I done put off all of my life to appease you and to spend time with you. All wasted.
Bad investment.
So the argument, and I said it was disingenuous, but the argument here is they're like, well, men always had this type of situation going on. And I'm like, no, the hell they haven't.
And that's why I told Urban that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That was some bullshit.
That was a very disingenuous argument they were making.
I mean, what I've seen so far in the stream, they've been making a lot of disingenuous statements, and they've been using a lot of fallacies too. Some ad hominems. I heard a couple of straw man arguments too that they use. That was a fallacy. Before you came up, Lionel, there was red tape and doing all kind of crazy stuff, man. I'm like, what the hell?
Let me know when it started.
But I was trolling. I was trolling the statements or whatever. I was trolling and taking jabs in that probably y'all didn't know about, but I'm all over YouTube at times whenever I have time, and so I see who supports who, right? And so whoever supports whoever, they make statements in maybe the lounge or in Tap In or on my panels, and I watch who makes the statements, right? And so I throw out jabs, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trolling too. So the same people that you notice that were making all these comments or whatever that I highlighted, I was trolling. You know what I'm saying? I was trolling
at the start of the show because of the question, and it was essentially who play more games over the age of 40, men or women, and so I specified it. In my regard, I said, over here in ATL, it's women. And if y'all come to just Georgia in general, every other state know the whole saying. The dudes in ATL are mostly gay, mostly on the down low. Who made that rhetoric?
Women.
The women did. And they pushed the narrative. They've already created the game board for the men down here to lose.
Yeah, Urban, you alluded to that.
Yep.
In the beginning. Lionel, he was talking about that in the beginning because there were some statements in the chat about that.
Yeah, and I was saying in on Tap In chat, I was like, yo, these women be manipulating the game board. They manipulate the setting. They be trying to be like Uno and changing the rules.
Yep.
So what do y'all mean? How can you say it's the men? And it's 9 times 10, these guys are being straightforward. I have a whole mother who's in the dating game, who's past her 40s. And I have seen the messages on her chats from different sites to her phone. These men are literally just asking for the booty. They're very upfront with it. I just want the booty. Hundreds. And yet, of course, she's annoyed because it's like, all these men wanted sex. But I'm like, but this is what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted us to be upfront with it. These men are being upfront with it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, well, when I was out there in the dating market, I was upfront with it. That's why I was telling Katie. She was in the chat earlier, and she was saying, "You just out there just to, to smash and stuff." Like, yeah, I wasn't out there to date or nothing like that. My whole point was just for me to have fun. But thing about it is that I wasn't doing all that extra stuff. I was just being just straight up honest. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Want to have a good time? They just say, yeah, let's go. No, we not. Move on to the next one. But at the same time, they'll go back and say that, well, y'all don't have communication skill. And I made this point earlier, Lionel, before you came up, where I was telling people that, no, that's not true. Men do communicate. We communicate very effectively. We tell you exactly what it is, what we want, and when we want it. And we mean what we say, too. But it's the whole point that you don't agree with it. That's where the breakdown of communication happens, that you don't agree with it. And so you want the dude to agree with what you're saying or going on with what you're talking about and start gaslighting the dude and making him feel some type of way. That finally, that's when the dude finally be like, you know what? I'm just not going to say that at all. I'm done. You can have it.
Facts. And that's the whole thing. You know what I mean? The man is like, what's the use of even trying? You know what I mean? Because it all goes back to what you were saying, Urban, about listening to understand instead of listening to be on the defense. You know what I'm saying? People don't listen to understand.
I've told this story before. In one of my last serious relationships, your boy was going through it. I was in my feelings. Mama came across the country to have lunch with me. Her first instinct was to come in the house and beat this girl down. I'm like, nah, we not letting you come in the house. I'm not letting the hood version of you come out. So we went to go have lunch. She's listening to me. She said, Lionel, well, she don't say that, but she told me, ignore her. Treat her like shit. Disrespect her. I'm telling you, all that white knight crap you're doing, you ain't getting nowhere with that. So I'm telling you right now, son, I'm not your mom right now. I'm literally just telling you what you need to do. And you need to be an asshole to her. Do it for a week. Watch her come back to you. Just jump in your arms. I did what she said. And literally, that's exactly what happened. But then I lost respect for her.
you know what? you know what, fellas? I believe that part of our masculinity is for us to be asshole towards our women, but not in a way where you like just totally disrespectful, but in a way where you establish your masculinity. Because keep in mind that a woman do not want a man who is soft or a man that they can control and make him do certain things. So yeah, I believe that you got to be that way, because that was part of my awakening moment too, where I got all that simping energy, that beta energy out of me, right? And I just started being that asshole dude and stuff, right? And they started respecting me a whole lot more versus me, oh yes, you're right, or saying things that they want me to say, you know what I'm saying? Oh yes, Urban, yeah, I feel you on there, yay. Like,
You could call it being an asshole, y'all, but you're basically taking, what you're doing is you're taking control of the situation, and you're controlling the situation to where you dictate to what things are going to be like. You know what I mean? Because in reality, man, women ain't gonna respect that knight in shining armor type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
They respect somebody that's going to take charge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Somebody who say yes at the moment where he want to say yes, and say no at the moment where you're gonna say yes and mean that, and don't renege on it. Like, nope. I thought you was gonna nope, but nope. Look, I said no. It
My
is, you know, hey, you know what's sad about this particular one conversation? It reminds me of Mr. Lego. Y'all know Mr. Lego, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What happened?
Mr. Lego, he always say this about women. He say that women are children. They behave like children and
You're
stuff.
right.
So
Yeah,
you have
all
to
right.
treat them accordingly like that towards like children. And to be honest, when you think about that, I mean, it's in a way kind of a true statement. You kind of got to treat them that way, like yes and no. Because if you don't, then guess what? They're gonna run over you, just like your children. If you just be a yes man towards your children, guess what? They're gonna manipulate you and they're gonna run the hell over you.
I agree. Well, fellas, look, I'm Urban. I appreciate you, Fire Live. I hope you go over it again because, man, especially
I
towards
am, bro.
the end, yeah, especially towards the end. I want to say, it was it's towards the end. I want to say, because it was actually, let's see, myself, Vons. I said what I said. Of course, E. Yeah, they were pushing back to the point to where Jimbo came up and was like, "Say, man, y'all gonna have to lay off my boy." You know what I'm saying? Were you around, Lionel?
Yeah, I was in the chat.
Yeah. So yeah, and he basically was like, "Man, yeah, you got. I don't want to give it away, man. I'll let you. I'm gonna let you cook because I really wanted to hit you up behind the scenes, like, say, man, this right here, I'm surprised that you didn't come up on the panel, but then I forgot your gig, that you got, so, but yeah, you got to check that out. But bro, I appreciate you. I appreciate you bring me up, man.
Oh, you're welcome, bro. And you know that if I wasn't busy, right, and I was looking at that show, I would been up there. I've been up there silencing every last one of them.
Fact. I'm going to talk to E behind the scenes to see if we can do a continuation on that and kind of spin it or maybe do a reaction. But I think I think it needs to be continued. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, facts. Hey, appreciate you coming up, bro. Thank you.
All right, bro. All right, Lionel. Have a good night, bro.
Man.
All right, now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, throughout the show, I've been talking about all that, man. To talk about the day after 40 Joker, and I reacted to his stream all the way up to the hour and 25-minute mark. This is I'm actually at the point now where I said what I said was getting ready to speak, but not cut it short because been streaming for like 2 hours now, so I was going to do a part 2 of this. But before I do the part 2, which I am going to do a part 2, by the way, but before I do a part 2 of it, me and Lionel, we got another one show coming up, man. We got a one filler episode that we got to do real quick, man, that we got to talk about. Hey, you want to tell people about a filler episode we got coming up, man?
No, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so me and Lionel, we are going to do a where we're going to do a review / reaction on the movie Jason Lyrics. Now, does many of y'all who are like 90 babies or whatever, Jason Lyrics, you probably have seen the movie Jason Lyrics, all right? So it's on the movie with Alan Payne and Jada Pinkett, all right? She was Jada Pinkett back in that day, not Jada Pinkett Smith right now. So we was going to actually do a reaction to that movie.
Did she call herself Jada Pinkett Smith?
No, not back in the day. She was just Jada Pinkett.
No, I'm married now. Did she call herself that still?
Shoot, man, I don't know, bro.
I say, who run that relationship.
Yep. But yeah, man.
Will Pinkett.
Will Pinkett. But yeah, me and Lionel, we're gonna react to that movie Jason Lyrics because there's a lot of things in the movie that we want to point out about that. Give our perspective on that in the lounge. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all have the notification set when we do that, man.
My
and then
brother,
we're gonna react to SBK.
He's dated a couple 40-year-olds also, and he's saying the same situation except he's in Vegas.
Hey, he said, hey, SBK talking about, y'all gonna do a reaction to the kitchen scene? Hey, we gonna react to that whole damn movie, bro, because we got We got a lot to talk about on that movie for real, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. See, where you see like now when you look at that movie from a different perspective, man, it's a lot of things, man. I ain't lie, it's a lot of things that we got to talk about, man. And it goes with our conversation tonight too about the dating game. Is it a joke and the behavior of it and everything, man. So make sure y'all have a notification set when we go live. With that, all right, that's gonna be a crazy episode, man. Filler episode. Then we're gonna want do part 2 of the dating after 40 is a joke, and I'm still working on this other content as well too. Talking about gold digging and all this stuff there, man. So I'm still working on that. It just taking time because I'm doing a lot of research on that. All right.
And my thing is, I hear when I hear the opinions, I also do have to remember. These people can be like they were married 30 years ago. They were married 20 years ago. But we're looking at it right now. I'm talking to people in live real time. I'm watching it. And it's like, when I'm looking at it, these women are making it a joke.
Facts.
Like, what do they expect to happen? They're creating these rules, they're creating these conditions. They've created this game board that they could manipulate. So the dudes are like, I ain't even gonna play it.
Yeah, the best way to win is not play at all. But they get mad about you not playing.
Then you're not allowed to play. Then you're mad that they're mad that you're not playing. They're mad that you come with something that doesn't adhere to their rules. But then they'll say they're being submissive. Mm-hmm. They'll say, we've been listening to you. No, y'all haven't. Y'all been pushing back for the last 5 years. And these men's spaces is literally what they said you men need. You men need to talk to men. Oh, not those men. Well, y'all didn't specify it at first. But there's plenty of men's spaces now, and men can talk to men now. Men are opening up, which another thing the women were asking back in the 80s and 90s. A lot of women who want to give pushback cannot lie about that. The men are literally doing what y'all are saying. They're even more relaxed, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
They've taken a step back and let y'all women lead. Feel like you're the partner. Feel like you're the one that is more important. But then they give pushback. So why would these dudes want to play the game? We gave you what you wanted. And y'all still getting upset? Nah, it's okay. I'm going to smash when I can. But then the communication becomes an issue when they talk about it. Mm-hmm. Because if the guy is communicating, but the woman is like a paradox. I want you to read my mind. I want you to know what I want, when I want, how I want, but I never told you this. You're supposed to just feel it, energy. And when he don't do that, now she upset.
Mm-hmm.
Now he realizes he's got to communicate a different type of way. He got to become Charles Xavier all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. So this is the reason why I understand SBK. I understand his response saying that he believed that the dating game is a joke after 40. I understand it, and I agree with him. I also agree with you, Lionel, as well, too. Now, I had stated earlier that the best way for you to win the game is for you to not play it out. And I mean that for real. You know, say the best way for you to win is not to play it out. So check this out. This is what I end up doing. I just forgot about all this stuff, man. I just like, you know what? I'm not going to be trying to be part of no dating scene or nothing like that. If I need to get my rocks off, whatever, I'm just going to, holler at a woman or go on the online dating site or whatever case may be, and it's just gonna be is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that was my mindset, and I would just focus on doing me. If I stay single for the rest of my life, I'm practically happy with being single for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? It don't matter to me. But what ended up happening is that when I stopped playing, I stopped being a part of all that stuff. I stopped simping and doing all this stuff right. Then that's when that just so happened event happened where I end up meeting my current wife right now. You know what I'm saying? By me simply stop playing. You know? And so it happened at the moment where it needed to happen, you know? So like I say, with you and SBK, even other single dudes out there right now, man, y'all don't have to be forced to get married, man. Don't worry about that. If that's not your desire to be in a relationship and not to be married, and you just want to live your life, by all means, live your life. You got to be happy with yourself, man. You can't happiness is not contingent on you being with, as they call, a partner. You know what I mean? Especially as a man, that's stupid as hell. Like, I can understand it with women because women are hypergamous, so therefore they need the quote unquote partner to survive, even though they lie say that they're independent. You know what I mean? But with men it's different. We don't need a partner, as they say, to survive. We can survive on our own for real and chill on our own and be happy on our own. But the relationship is just an added benefit to us, to be honest.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, just shoot, y'all just live your life, man. Enjoy your life. Do what you do. Sure, you work at your jobs and stuff. Work at your job. I had alluded this to SBK too. I like, man, most relationships happen from the workplace, to be honest with you, because that's what happened with me and my wife. So you'll never know. You probably that whole entire time while you're working, you sit up here literally the Metro wife and stuff, right? Who's gonna be really down for you the whole entire time, and you don't even know because you haven't opened your eyes up yet. They actually see her for the first time. So that's normally where it happens in the workplace, man. So I'm I'm just saying. But even if it don't happen there, I'm just still live your life, enjoy your family. Sure.
Well, no, okay. So hold on with that
travel.
one now. Now the problem is you'll ask, because I have asked. You'll ask these women, okay, so where are you supposed to go to meet these women at? And they'll sit here and tell you, hey, go to the library.
No.
Then you got women saying, and that's where I'm going to go. Then you got, on the other hand, you'll have women saying, don't do that. Then they'll say, oh, well, you tell me you can't meet someone at the grocery store. No. Then I got plenty of women saying, no, you can't. I don't want you talking to me in the grocery store. Then I'm like, so where the hell are you supposed to meet the chick? You don't want to meet you don't want the dude to meet her at work, not at the grocery store, can't go to the library. I damn sure not gonna tell him to go to church. Like, at this point, you waiting for her to just knock at the door.
Yep. She's gonna be your Amazon delivery driver.
Damn. I haven't.
Hey, she's gonna be delivering UPS packages one day, and she's gonna pull up and ring your doorbell.
Hey. But that's the experience. That's legitimately the experience. And it's always nah, that's not right.
Nah, dog. She's going to be the DoorDash driver, Uber Eats. She's going to be delivering your McDonald's, bro.
Woo! I think I've only seen 2 cute ones. The rest of them they not it. But yeah, like that. So I get it. I mean, hey, I would argue dating in the 20s is a joke right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Listening to these young people.
I agree.
It is, and it's like if I'm using an age range and I'm trying to stick there, but at the same time, I look around and see what's happening, and it's like someone said it. Dating today is like a humiliation ritual for men.
Yeah.
And that made me think.
Yeah, it is, because look at everything that the one dude have to do, man. First of all, he had to build up the confidence to even approach you to begin with in the first place, right? And then when he finally built up that courage to approach you, he's walking. Then immediately you're being judged. You're being judged by her and her entourage as well too.
Damn, and her entourage. But you're right.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's a straight humiliation ritual. I agree.
And they want you to talk to her in front of them.
Yep. Then you try to pull up to the side. Yeah, can I talk to you? You know, from the side. Oh, you ain't got that much game to talk to her in front of us? Nah, because y'all gonna be cop blocking. That's why.
So, so it's like, but also they want to talk. And when I listen to conversations currently, that'd be one of the things that's been slid in there. We're in the talking stage. And not the dating stage, because that don't imply shit. We're just talking. Then we're dating. But you have to specify if you're just dating each other. Or else you can't get mad when you find out she got a roster. Or she can't get mad when she find out he got a roster. Because that's how much has changed in the last 10 years. We're not, you think you're dating this chick, you going out, sleeping over, all of that. Nah, man, she's talking to 5 other dudes.
Yep.
You didn't say you had to be exclusive. Then when you get exclusive, then it becomes, yes, we're dating exclusively. Then it becomes, now we're boyfriend and girlfriend. But now the women, modern women, they want marriage benefits as a girlfriend.
Yep.
And these younger girls are saying they want alimony for a breakup. Not for being married, not for being engaged, from just boyfriend and girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. So they on rebuttal on that is gonna be this. So you already know I'm finna go with this. They're gonna say, well, we want wifey benefits as a girlfriend, but you want us to be on wifey to you as well too, because you want us to cook and clean. But the response to that is simple. Cooking and cleaning is not dealing with marriage. It's dealing with you being a grown ass adult doing grown ass things. Cause I could simply just cook for myself. Don't get it twisted. Cause I could cook for myself. Let's say hypothetically I can't cook for myself. Fine, bet. We got DoorDash, we got Uber Eats. Sure, I could want order food out, or I could go get me something to eat. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a strong rebuttal. You know what I mean? It's just the whole point that we just want you to honor us that way. We feel like that's a part of a, as y'all call it, a love language. You know what I'm saying? If you say that you're official with us and you say that you love us, why not, cook? Why not do that out of the kindness of your heart without us even telling us to do that?
We don't deserve that, man. Not in this strong, independent era, which then they'll say that don't have nothing to do with it, but it has everything to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
That is the argument that's being presented. So that's the argument that's being presented. If that's the reality that we're in, if you're trying to join with me, if you're trying to become part of my ship and you want me to lead, it comes with conditions. You got to show that you a team player. You got to show that you part of the ship, part of the crew. Although it's like, it's a crew of just me and her, but it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be an argument. Unfortunately, it is.
Yep.
And again, we're looking at the age range. Like over 40, that we're in the Matilda parent era. I'm big, you're small, I'm right, you're wrong. There's nothing you can do about it. Their minds are fixed at this point. They've grown into who they're gonna be. there's tiny room for change.
Yep, and that be the case. That we obviously know the solution. That we simply don't need to be with them screwed up ass women, bro.
But then you don't know, because one part, they are listening to an extent enough to portray a particular thing. What's that meme? These women play more mind games than Professor X.
Yep. Yep.
More mind games than Professor X. And again, the men who are they're just looking for that chick on the side. Just a chick to be on his side. And when he's looking for that, look at what he's going to find. Chicks with attitudes, chicks who are damaged. These women, what's the conversation? They're cooked right now, but they're trying to say, no, we're well done, we're seasoned, and it's like, that's a bad argument, because y'all do come with trauma, y'all come with drama, even though they say they don't. They come with bad experiences. If you dating and you pass 40, 9 times out of 10, you got some experiences that's gonna mess up what we about to have.
Mm-hmm.
But then what does Joe say? She gonna say, choose better. I can't talk like her, but she gonna say, choose better. And then what happens when you're attempting to choose better? You find Pukisha.
Mm-hmm.
You find Lyric. You find Taraji P. Henson from her latest movie. These be the women you find.
Mm-hmm.
God damn. I just want a Black Widow from Marvel. I want a Yelena. I don't want this. Then they're going to say, where are you at? But no matter where you're at, it doesn't change anything, because they want you to take L after L finding a certain chick.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently they all just supposed to be there. Again, after 40, come on.
Yep.
That's why I said, go ahead.
So that's why I said earlier, man, that the mistake that we're making is that we putting ourselves out there in this game. We literally putting ourselves in the game that's not winnable. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. You play like video games, stuff like that. It's like you fighting against one of them boss that is unbeatable. You know what I'm saying? All they are is there's a mob player, well, whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's just unbeatable. You in a situation where it's unbeatable anyway. So if you have that knowledge and understanding that this is the reality, then the best way for you to beat that boss is not even engage that boss at all. You know what I mean? Just re-strategize. You know what I'm saying? And you go back and level yourself up. You level yourself up not for the woman, but you're doing it for you, for your purpose. Yeah, for you. And that's why I was saying earlier before you came up, and I was telling everyone that it's important for a man to, pretty much be, about his purpose and, leveling himself up. And the simple fact, because women are attracted to a man's social status, not his look. You know what I mean? So if you level yourself up for your social status and all the stuff there, and guess what? Eventually, guess who's going to be playing the game? Not you. It's going to be the woman, because she's going to be the one who's going to see you and try to low-key try to manipulate you to pursue her and stuff. You know what I mean? Without you doing minimal effort doing it. But we got to get out of this simple mode, thinking that we the one who got to be the chaser and the victors of the spoil dealing with women, man. Gotta get out of that. Just be about your purpose.
Well, when I was on the show last night, I was on Rod's show, and I was explaining about the influence women have. And I had brought up, they were talking about getting help. I'm just gonna go into this real quick, but they talking about getting help. But
Mhm.
then I brought up how, but that's all a game, because look at how many women are psychologists, that are therapists in relation to the men, and in both categories, it was over 70% women. And I was like, when you have an overwhelming amount of women in that field, they're the ones controlling the game. But of course, that's when someone else tried to bring up, well, you can't fault them for trying to choose that field. I said, but wait, you're sitting here telling me that, biologically they want to be nurturing and whatnot. That doesn't do anything for me. That doesn't change the reality of what I'm saying. Overwhelmingly, it's them. Then I said, look at your children. When they go to school, how many teachers are they saying that's women versus men? Because they're too busy trying to add shit to it. I'm like, no. We're looking at it quite literally for the reality. There's more women in the schools. When you're going shopping, like if you're going shopping, you're going to a restaurant, all of that. 9 times out of 10, what are you going to see? A woman. She's the one that you're going to see on the floor. When you go home, who are the kids most likely seeing? A woman. Again, most likely. You're literally, I'm showing you how much feminine influence that's in a man's life, in a young boy's life, just dominantly. Hence, when we're looking at these guys and they're trying to cater to the women when they got these simp tendencies, I can't get mad at them, because I look at the reality. They don't get to see the men most likely because guess what? The men are working. They're behind the scenes. They overnighted. They're in the warehouse. They're in the upper offices making sure shit get done.
Yep.
So all they get to see is the women. I knew more about women rights and women weaknesses and women struggles growing up than I did men, because that's what was being talked about all the time. When you go onto the bus, you go onto the subway, that's what you hear. You listening to the women talk, of course, that's what you're hearing. You turn on the TV, turn on the radio, the small commercials they want to put on your video cassettes. That's what they overwhelmingly was pushing down our throat.
Mm-hmm.
So you had no choice but to develop those tendencies. But of course, like you said, you get that awakening, because it comes to a point where you realize, yo, this has been BS.
Facts.
This has been BS. The game has been manipulative. How the hell did I get here?
Mm-hmm. And the moment when you ask that question, how did you get here? That's when you have your awakening moment, because at that point, that's when you start taking accountability for yourself.
How did I get here? And then again, what happens? You realize it. Damn, I was doing all this, but I'm not happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not being fulfilled. I get, what's one of the pushbacks I get is because I'm telling them that men are saying, don't get married. And it's like, oh, okay. But why would they say that? So then it's like, well, I don't have to say it, because I don't have to use my experience. It's like, hey, all the men you met are wrong. That's fine. My brother, he been traveling for the last 12 years. Different parts of the world, literally over 18 countries. Dude been in every state in this country, literally. Every man he's met that's married told him this.
Mm-hmm.
My sister, same traveling experiences. She hear the same thing from men. My mom, almost 50. She said the same thing.
Yeah, I heard the same thing too.
Yeah, My grandma, grandpa telling the same thing. My uncle. So here's now connecting a web of different stories. And I said one of the things I've learned is that I can literally be talking to a couple, and this couple, you'll have the guy sitting here championing it on, yeah, you know, it's a wonderful thing. When that wife turns around, he's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. But y'all, like, wait, y'all just said y'all was happily married. Y'all been doing this for all. Nah, nigga, don't do that. It almost happens universally.
Yep.
Now, of course, they translate that to these men don't like women. They don't like their wife. They should have chose better. I never said they don't love the woman. But what they are looking out for the next guy.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna say this that we're in the show. Do you know? I believe they say that because in a low key way they trying to right the wrong. You know what I'm saying?
And I've said that
generation.
Yup.
But think about it is that by them saying that they're not righting the wrong. They're not fixing the situation at all. They're not giving solutions. All they're saying is don't get married. Okay, why you shouldn't get married? Why? You know, what's the reason? What happened for us not to get married? They're not giving solutions. They're not saying that, hey, you need to reevaluate yourself. You need to be reprogrammed to think differently. You know what I'm saying? You need to take care of yourself first.
I will say a lot of the white men because I am in a more talkative mind state than I was when I was younger. When I'm talking to them and I'm saying, hey, just get your wife to help you. Or, hey, ask your wife. I always try to include their wife, and they'll be like, Lionel, this shows you're not married. Because you know damn well she wouldn't be helping me. Or she don't care about if I'm hurt or not. She don't care about These are dudes who are literally, they're over 40. They've been married for over a decade. And they all got the same verbiage.
Facts. But all right, man, say appreciate you pulling up. Hey, you got pulled up for part 2 of this, man, for real.
You just gotta make sure it's good, because that time it was like 8:30. And I was sitting here like, okay. So by the time you text me, dude, I was actually taking a nap.
Yeah, I knew you was, because I had to change the time again because I was out DJing. I was DJing, I was still DJing and stuff.
Once again, you went to the wrong lounge.
You at the wrong lounge, bro.
Like that. Funny. Keep taking that detour to the other lounge.
Yo, side mission, bro.
Man, I was sitting outside the lounge. I said, I ain't waiting for him. I'm taking a nap. Then when I looked at the phone, I'm like, he texted me literally when I said I threw my phone and said I'm taking a nap. But all right, man, have a good one.
I appreciate you like always. Once again, shout out to everyone who's tuned in to the stream. I appreciate y'all staying up with me this late for this episode. We are going to do a part 2 so we can continue to react to the Tap In podcast. We do have some filler episodes that are coming up as well too. So make sure that you have your notifications set when I do go live. All right. So other than that, y'all, that's it that we have for this episode. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all my moderators in the building. And we will see y'all again on the next episode. Y'all have a great rest of your Monday morning. And hey, I'll probably see y'all later on Monday too. Let's see.